Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. Turn my mic up. Louder. Do 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 got a whole lot to say, so I ain't talking to them. I'm singing a completely different song in this one. Completely different one. All right. I'm here. I'm in this thing. I'm in here. I'm in this thing. You feel me? Guys, for my current watchers and my future watchers, you feel me? Welcome to Monthly Gamer. You feel me? Today, we are playing Cuphead. You feel me? Let me get my plugs out of the way. You feel me? If you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe. You feel me? Share it with everybody. Hit the bell. Let people know I'm here. I'm trying to come up. You feel me? I got a goal. I'm trying to hit. I got to 1,000 subscribers. Now I'm trying to get to 2,000. I'm almost halfway there to the next 1,000 mark. You feel me? I'm almost close. I'm almost halfway. You feel me? And also, if you would like to support Monthly Gamer, because I need the support, you feel me? You feel me? All my payment options are down below in the description. You feel me? I got PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and I got Patreon. Patreon is the one that's the subscription service. That's the one where you want to set it, forget it. You can throw $1 in there to help me out. And then I have a $5 tier where if you want to throw $5 in, you can request any game that you want me to play, and I'll play it on stream as long as it is YouTuber friendly and as long as I have access to it. Cool? Cool. Mr. King K said, is this Sonic? No, it's not Sonic the Hedgehog. Not today. And there's a reason why it's not Sonic the Hedgehog, because I'm being petty today, okay? Last time I was playing PO6, right? Now I'm playing Cuphead today, right? I'm playing Cuphead. And I'm being petty, Mr. King K, because someone made a comment last time. I think it was you, actually. Someone made a comment on my PO6 stream. Said, are you sure? Yes, I'm very sure. Someone made a comment on my PO6 stream when I was playing as Silver. It may have been you, may not have been you. But I was doing a thing when I was playing with Silver, and there was a part where it was very unclear what to do. It was very unclear, and I was like, the hell do you do? And I did everything. I went to one little spot where there's a little spotlight or whatever. I had to use the little whooshy thing or whatever. I did everything in that spot that I was supposed to do, and nothing was happening. So now I tried everything, went all over the place or whatever, went back to the same spot, did the same thing again with the little whooshy thing, and then it just suddenly activated. And I was like, dog. I'm like, what the hell? Now somebody made a comment. It may not have been you, but it was somebody made a comment that was like, that's Cuphead levels of bad. And I was like, interesting that you say that, because Cuphead is one of my favorite games. You feel me? They were referencing, somebody was referencing, it was Cuphead levels of bad, as in that one reporter who had played Cuphead and they could not get over tutorial level at all. Like, they were so bad. They couldn't dash at all. And the whole world looked at that and was like, dog, this is somebody that is actually in the gaming industry, actually, like, they claim that they know what they're talking about, but they can't do this one simple action. Mr. King K said, what? I would never. Okay, so it wasn't you. It was somebody, though. It was somebody in my chat that said that. Someone in my chat said something about that. They said that, and they were like, Cuphead levels of bad. And I was like, oh, okay, so you're saying I'm incompetent at games. Okay. I'm like, again, like I said, funny you should say that. Because Cuphead is literally one of my favorite games ever. So let's see how bad I am at the game. You feel me? Let's all see how bad. Now, am I the best at Cuphead? No. But I'm certainly no slouch. But the whole idea is that, the whole point is that there's a thing in video gaming called conveyance. And it's being able to be skilled enough to guide your player on what it is they need to do. And I was like, whether it was Chaos X or the original design of that game, that one little part where it was like pointing me but wasn't telling me exactly what I needed to do, and I did everything on my controller that I could possibly do, nothing happened, and then I went back and did it again, and then something happened. Then I was like, bruh, that's poor conveyance. If I can't tell, like this right here, very simple. This tells you everything that you need to know. Boom, boom, dash, boom. That's the part that the developer or the game journalist got super stuck at. He got stuck at that one single part that I just did that easy, because I'm just like, it's right there. It's not hard to, it's not easy conveyance. It's not difficult to understand. It's a matter of just doing it. It would be funny if you say all this and struggle at the tutorial. I love this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Right? But that's the whole point. You know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom. Come and get this guy, you feel me? Your little X move. Get the coin, get up out of there. You see how easy that was? Now, it took that man like 5 minutes to do it. The other guy took like 5 minutes to do it. Like 5 minutes. And I'm about to do all this. I'm about to do it now. Am I going to beat the game? No, actually, this might be a short stream today because I want to make a video later. I do want to make a video later. Because I have stuff that I need to say about Xbox. I have stuff I need to say about Xbox, and I might do a short stream today so I can like do a whole video on that. Nice little 10-minute video about Xbox, because I have some gripes about them that I need to speak about. Uh-oh, Max stuck on the tutorial, typical. Oh my God, I'm so bad. I'm just like that journalist. So bad. What do you mean? That took you like 10 minutes to complete. But that's what I'm saying. That was my whole point. Like, somebody was like, remember when we were streaming and you was there? I think you were there, Moist. But that was the whole, my point was that you're conveying, it's not a matter of, it's not a skill. Like somebody, oh, it's a skill issue. I'm like, that's not a matter of skill. That's a matter of poor conveyance. I don't know what to do because you're not telling me what to do. And I'm playing a game where it takes all skill. You know what I mean? It's all skill. I can't believe someone would say that though. Now I think, here's the thing. I think that they were saying it jokingly. You know what I mean? I think that they were saying it jokingly. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But the point is like, at some point, and I don't really care, honestly, but at some point, someone's gonna come along and be like, skill issue, this guy doesn't know how to play video games. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty proficient at video games. It's just a matter of like your game being like, yo, you need to explain to me well what it is I need to do in order for me to do it. So I was like, what better game to do that than with arguably one of the hardest games. Arguably. Now, I don't think it's one of the hardest games, but it is pretty difficult. It can get pretty damn difficult. And I didn't want to use no like power-ups or nothing like that, stuff that you get later. I want to start on a fresh save. Fresh save. I said fresh save. I want to start on a fresh save. Just so you guys can see. Boom. Boom. Spider said, I'm pretty good at Cuphead. Not the best, but pretty good. Oh yeah, there's a difference between player error and poor game design. I was saying that hyperbolically. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, okay. You mean it like sarcastically. I got you. But yeah, there's a difference between player error and poor game design. Yeah, and that's all I was trying to say. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, listen, man, I want people to understand. I get, and this is what I say this. I love Sonic the Hedgehog to death. I love them to death, and it is because I've seen the potential. I've seen the potential of all of them. You feel me? And I've seen the potential of where Sonic the Hedgehog could be. So I complain about them a lot because I'm like, yo, if you would fix this, if you do this, if you would do this game would be like sick. And I'm always like rooting for Sonic to become better and better and better and better. But then when I see mistakes, I'm going to say something, and that's my whole point. You know what I mean? Like, some people think that, and that's a lot of like Sonic fans online nowadays, where they like, if you say anything bad about it, if you bash anything or anything like that, it means that, oh, you're personally attacking me as a person. And I'm like, dog, we are talking about video games, and I'm criticizing somebody's craft. And if I don't feel like their craft is up to snuff, then I'm gonna say something. But anyway, enough about me ranting. Like I said, this stream might be short though, because like I said, I want to make an Xbox video later. Fresh shave. How much in donations to get you to shave your head? My head? Let's see. Shave my head? How much does it cost to get your head cut nowadays? I ain't paying no attention. I haven't been to barber in a long time. Very long time. I need to look it up. But I would say like at least $30. Boom, get some. 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 Now I want that power up, that little shadow jutsu or whatever it is, that disappearing power up real fast. You feel me? The potential of all of them, all of me, King K. Well, the potential of like not to I know you're joking, but like I've seen the potential. I think the peak, there are a couple of peaks when it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog. I think that Sonic 3 Knuckles is the peak of Sonic 3 Knuckles and Sonic Mania are like the peak of 2D. And I'm like, we can go further than that, but I'm like, those are the peaks. We should not be reverting from that. And we have, like, we went to, like, we'll play like Sonic Superstars, and for some reason we reverted. And I'm like, why? You should be following this took us higher. We should be going from here forward. You feel me? Sonic Generations and Shadow Generations, I think, and Sonic Unleashed, I think those are, as far as like the boost formula, those are the ones we should be like focusing on for the boost formula. You feel me? And we should be going forward from there. You feel me? And I'm like, but then we'll have a bunch of games where it's just like we'll revert back to like forces and we'll be like, the hell did you do? What happened? You know what I mean? Let's see. Boy said, just like we were talking about with Star Wars yesterday, we critique it because we love it. We want it to be good, not just sell it for it being mediocre. Exactly. Absolutely exactly. That's exactly what it is. I love Star Wars, but I want to see it in a better spot. Same thing with Sonic. Now, Sonic is going on the upswing, but like sometimes, dog, I've seen this before with Sonic. That's happened many times where Sonic will be on an upswing and then suddenly out of nowhere, it'll just drop. And then you'll be like, what were you doing? What the hell happened? You had a very clear path forward and then it just fell off. Why? Honestly, I didn't even think you would entertain the idea of shaving your head. Honestly, I can do it. You feel me? But like, I like my dreads a lot, but maybe it could be a goal or something. I could make that a streamer goal. You feel me? Please don't shave it off. Braids are cool. I just, yeah. Depends on what we're talking. Depends on what I'm not against doing things. You feel me? for the chat. It just depends. How much are you willing to pay? That's the question. You feel me? King K said smoke bomb. Yeah, smoke bomb. I said the shadow jutsu. Depends on where you go and what you want. My barber charges about 40 for a fade and a beard trim for just shaving bald. You can easily do like 30 somewhere, I'm sure. So about 40. Yeah, so maybe 40. Maybe if y'all drop 40, I might do it. Maybe. Mr. King K, Sonic Mania and Sonic Superstars are pretty close to each other in terms of enjoyment, in my opinion. True, but and I know I'm supposed to be playing the game, but we're in a conversation. There's nothing wrong. Superstars isn't terrible, right? I want to say that, but there are things about Superstars that aren't up to snuff for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we don't have. There's so many moves. Like, for instance, let's take Superstars, right? Let's take the move set. There's no spin dash, or no, there's a spin dash. There's no peel out. There's no insta shield. You feel me? There's no elemental shields. The like emerald powers are not as fun to use as the elemental shields because they don't really do anything for your movement other than like the fireball one. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. Like, I think level design, we reverted when it came to Superstars. Superstars is cool, but it's not nothing special or anything that we haven't treaded before. You feel me? Let's see. Yeah, Superstars is a bit worse though. That's what I mean. Like, it's close kinda, but like I don't, especially, and also the music. Like, the music is not nowhere near as good as Three Knuckles or Mania. So like, yeah. Are they bad? Is Superstars a bad game? No. Do I go back to Superstars regularly? No. Ruben Dressick. Sorry, man. I'm American, and I'm like, I'm bad at like saying anything else that's not American. Do you have the DLC? I do have the DLC. I haven't beaten the DLC, but I would like to do that at some point. Moist said, I pretty much lost hope for Star Wars at this point. I have to. Honest to God, like, when they put out something good every once in a while, I'll be like, okay, that's fine. I'll be like, all right, let's go. I like your dreads too. I wouldn't actually want you to shave them. Yeah. You asked the question and I was like, yeah, actually though, I could, depending on, you know. Spider said Disney ruined Star Wars. I would say whoever's in charge. I wouldn't even say Disney ruined Star Wars. I would say whoever's in charge of the three movies, the three main line Star Wars movies, whoever was in charge of them, Ryan Johnson and what's his name? What is his name? Dude, he did Star Trek. JJ Abrams. Those guys completely, like, bruh. And anybody involved with that, like, bruh. Last time I went to my barber, they charged me $30. Now it would be probably like 35 or 40. You have dreads, so it might be more. All right, so all right, let's go more. I'll do 50. Somebody throw 50 in, I'll do it. Mr. Man always says, actually, let's double it because I need to be compensated for my dreads. You feel me? So we're gonna have to double. So I'm gonna go with 100. All right, you guys if I get 100, somebody throws in 100. You feel me? In my Patreon or anything like that, I'll shave my dreads. You feel me? I assume Dreskick will be pronounced Dre-Chic. Dre-Chic? One of those two. Anyway, I apologize, Dre. What's his name? Ruben? I apologize if I said your name wrong. And sorry I took so long to like start the gameplay up because one thing I will say about Cuphead is I am not good enough to read the chat and play this game at the same time. I gotta do one or the other with this game. I gotta be locked in. That's one of those things about this game. Like, I can talk while I'm playing, but I for sure cannot look at chat and play because that's a nightmare waiting. Uh-oh. Oops. Forgot my buttons for a second. Forgot my buttons for a sec. Yeah, boy, get out of here. Superstars bosses and Trip Story kind of suck, and music is mid, LMAO. Almost everything else is fine / good. King K, I have a playlist of Sonic songs. You feel me? I think I have for the public to see. If you go down there, I have a list of like a bunch of songs that would replace the song. Like there's a bunch of like not 8-bit. There's a bunch of 16-bit like Genesis sounding remixes of those songs that I saved. So there's somewhere on my channel if you can find them. But I would definitely recommend like listening to like 16-bit versions of like all the songs because they've been done, and it's like, dude, just the music, just y'all taking the music and doing that with it makes this game sound, or would make the game like a trillion times better. I've tried so hard to like figure out how to mod them in myself. I'm just not competent at it. I just don't know how to do it whatsoever, dude. Spider said, you like cornrows? Not on me personally, no. I think cornrows are kind of old. I could be wrong, but I don't see nobody walking around with cornrows. You feel me? So for me, I think they might be kind of dated, but I could be wrong about that. You could absolutely like shut me down on that, but I don't think cornrows would look good on me. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. I've never tried it. I have had these braided though, and I need to do something with my hair. Period, because it looks bad, but costs money to do that, and I ain't got that right now. Yeah, I just took those guys out. Let's go. Let's do the stage. You feel me? Now that we've established that people in chat like your dreads, we're gonna get competing fundraisers. We're gonna get competing fundraisers. One to get you to shave, the other to keep you from cutting them off. Listen, man. Look, we could do that. There's a threshold. If I make it, either of them could happen. You feel me? I could be like, here's 100 for me to keep them, and here's 100 for me to cut them. Whoever gets to them first, whoever gets to 100 first, you guys win. Or I could be like, here's a deadline. I'd be like, here's the deadline. You guys, I can make a Patreon tier where I'm like, I can make 2 Patreon tiers, right? And obviously it'd just be to get people to pay. But it'd be like, yo, here's one. We got this much time or whatever. Look, whichever Patreon goal is higher, that's the one that wins. That's the one I'll get by. I'll do whichever one is which one. And of course, the loser bracket would still have to I'd still have to give them something. They couldn't just completely lose out. Because if you're paying money, like I can't just not give you anything. So I would have to be like each goal would be like a winner's prize and then a loser's prize. Oops, I was trying to parry off of that. King K said, can't reach chat and play Cuphead. Sounds like a skill issue. Yeah, that's 100% a skill issue. Yeah, somebody come through and be like, oh, you can't play them at the same time. Oh my gosh, you can't read 2 things at once. You can't do 2 things at once. You can't keep your eyes on 2 things at the same time. What are you, like 70? Fake gamer. I'm about to say, I'm definitely 1000% shooting him. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Nope. I'm really bad. I will say that about this game. I am not good at parrying upward. So there's that. If anybody wants to make fun of me when it comes to that. This is not a good idea. Not a good spot to be. Not a good spot to be. Oops, wrong button. I think I changed my buttons up a little bit, so I'm like, sometimes I might have little tiny mess ups. Come on. Good time to do it now. Go. Oh, what a good time! Ah, shit! Egg Fortress 16-bit is great. Yes, most definitely. Speed Jungle Act Sonic is great on its own, but it keeps getting interrupted by the Buns Fang theme. Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head like which ones are good. I had to go back to that list. But I know pretty much everything that, and not to be like, oh, Juice Inoue, he doesn't like. It's kind of true. Like he doesn't really know how to use like the Genesis sounds well. He doesn't know how to use those well, so he always reverts back to those, and they're not good. So like a lot of it is like a lot of that soundtrack is really carried by everybody who's not Juice Inoue. Unfortunately. Let's see. Boy said you could go two GoFundMe's. Whichever one reaches the goal first is a winner. The other one just gets canceled. So anyone who donated gets refunded. Okay, yeah, I could do that. No, cornrows aren't dated according to Google at least. Okay, so cornrows aren't dated. I don't know if Google would be the go-to for that. That's something that you had to like talk to like teenagers and stuff and be like, what's in right now? What's the style? You know what I mean? Because though when it comes to that type of stuff, they're ultimately the ones that dictate that type of stuff. King K said I still need to play Delicious Last Course. I do too. I still need to finish it. But I got to be, again, this is one of those games where I love this game, but like I do have to be in the right state of mind to like play it. So I have to be prepared to like be like, oh god, I'm gonna get beat the hell up. I love the challenge that this game has. It's why I like it. Yeah, it's really good. And even before this game, I remember I called this game out like way before the craze happened. I know it was me. I remember I was like on board for this game, like because I remember there was a direct, or not a direct, but there was an Xbox showcase that happened. That kind of like before this game came out, it was like real low key. And nobody was talking about it. Everybody was talking about like Call of Duty or whatever the hell. And I was like, yo, yeah. I was like, ain't nobody paying attention to Cuphead. I was like, this game looks sick. And nobody's paying attention to it. And it's not until I feel like Cuphead came out that everybody was like, yo, what the hell is this game? But I remember I was definitely one of those people that caught it first. I was like, hey, y'all are not paying attention. But I'm glad it got the recognition anyway. Stop shooting me. Keep doing that. Stop doing that. Let him do his thing. Let him do his thing. Do your little thing. Shoot that thing. Go on through there. Get that thing, because you need that. Because you got to get the little green thingy quickly. There we go. Nice! Fangs them just sounds kind of dead. Like it sounds upbeat while lacking energy at the same time. Oh, Fangs theme. Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit. Revert to that. And I think Triple Trouble 16-bit came out like right before Superstars, so it was like I think it did. I don't remember. But I remember, like, I was like, this theme is, like, way better. So I was like, I don't know what happened here, but it's not a good theme in Superstars. Very bland. King K said, monthly, do you know Google is young and hip with the kids? It might be. It could be. It might be, but I don't know. Google's not the one I would revert to. That's something I would have to ask like my niece or something like that and be like, hey niece, are cornrows cool now? And she'll be like, no, Uncle James. No. And I'll be like, okay, all right. Spider said, I'm a guy who loves a challenge when it comes to video games. I am too. As long as the challenge is fair. I don't like unfair challenges and bashing my head over and over and over. You know what I mean? Blue cup. Ooh, close. I want my, what's my one? My EX move. Ooh, shit. Wrong button. Reset yourself, James. Reset yourself, reset yourself. All right, here we go. See, I'm naturally a defensive player, so I'll start getting defensive items. So like for instance, the smoke bomb, the smoke bomb power up, I'll get that. I'll get like a thing that's, I get like the little green, I get like the little green shot because, you know, sometimes it's real passive and I can like get shots in without having to like focus on, I can focus on platforming while focusing on shooting. Whoop. You thought you had me, son, but you thought wrong. Crap. And I want my coffee, milk, whatever it is, shooter thing. I want that. But yeah, Spider. Just to kind of touch on that again, like, yeah, as long as the challenge is fair. I don't like a whole lot of like trial and error like type of design. Or as a matter of fact, it's not even trial and error. It's not that I don't like trial and error design. It's I don't like do or die design. I don't like a lot of that. I think that's the only thing I like. I don't like thread the needle. You gotta thread the needle, do or die. You don't know what's coming. I'm pretty much talking about Sonic at this point, but or like design aspects in Sonic where like you gotta thread the needle or you die. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, let me thread the needle, and if I get my punishment is that I lose speed or something like that. You feel me? Or that I don't get a good score, you know what I mean? Or that it's difficult to get a good score. All right, I think I got it. Where's my bombs at? Drop my bombs on them. Hold on, how do I switch my, that's that. Shrink, special. Where's the drop the bombs? I don't got to drop the bombs? A is your special, right? That's the parry. This is the shrink. Where's the bombs? Unless they don't give me the bombs yet. All right. What? Clone Snock says, why aren't we dealing with the devil like man? All I could think about is Cup the man. Hi, by the way. I don't know what you're saying right now. Maybe it's because you read, maybe it's because it's how I'm reading it or how you typed it, but I don't know what you're talking about. But hello, nonetheless. How you doing? Spider said, I think I'm the same way. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? If you want to make a stupid difficult, I have no problem with difficult game design. I'm just like, I am one of those ones where I'm like, difficult game design does not mean cheap game design. That does not equate the same thing. If anything, I'm like, if you're going to make your game like super difficult, you got to be fair about it. You have to be fair about it. Ah! Oh, I didn't get hit. Let's go. Boom! In the face, baby. Watch out, because she's going to start bugging out at one point. At some point, she's going to start bugging out. I hate this dude. Absolutely hate this dude. Also, like, right before I started the stream, I had to switch my controller, too, because I was like, ah, shit! Pause. I had to switch my controller to this. I had to use this. Just because I like my D-pad. I'm playing like this is a fairly simple game, and I like the D-pad being pronounced because like my thumb fit it. Like it's one of those things where it's like your thumb is doing this. You know what I mean? Instead of like being down here, I don't like my thumb being like sideways like that. I wanted to do like that. So like, I was about to use a regular controller where the thumbstick is like, you know, more prioritized. You know, like an Xbox controller. But I was like, let me break out the Super Nintendo boy for that. Drop bombs on her. Get big. I'm probably not gonna survive this one. Listen, Clone Snock says, listen, sometimes you gotta be saying random things. That's true. Sometimes you're right. Trust and believe. If you were a fly on the wall and you were in this household and you heard the things that we would say, you would be like, yo, these people are highly deranged. Highly deranged. What is being said? Damn. Told you I wasn't gonna make that one. That's the one thing about Cuphead 2, man, is that shit I hate. In a good way, I hate that. Cause like you'll see your progress and it'll be like, oh, you were almost there. And I'm like, fuck. King K says, I like Roundabout and Lobber. They're pretty good for damage, especially when combined. Which one's Roundabout? Which one's Lobber? I don't remember them by name. I remember them by functions. But I think Lobber is the one where you like get the Lobber's the bomb one, right? Where you like it when you're like the little plane. Unless I'm wrong. Dang bro, just hurt you with the laughter. Just laughing at me, you feel me? Almost like I said, wait, you can play it on the SNES controller? Well, this is a if you ever heard of the company 8-Bit Do or 8-Bit Do, I think it's 8-Bit Do. But pretty much that company makes a bunch of like third-party controllers that are like really, really freaking good. So I would recommend you like look them up. They've got an ultimate controller that looks like an Xbox controller, but they got another one that's made for the Switch, and they have one that's made for the Switch too, specifically. So yeah, like they look up the company 8-Bit Do. 8-Bit Do, or yeah, 8-Bit Do. But yeah, they make these now. I don't know if they're selling this one anymore because this is like with the little color buttons, with the little, you feel me, with the Famicom color buttons. I don't know if they're selling those anymore. Actually, I think they aren't, but they have a bunch of them that they have available. He's just like me for real, hurting Mac by laughing at him. Hey man, hey look, man, look. All right, you working on getting banned, Moist. You working on it. You gonna get timed out for 1 minute. In case a roundabout is the blue boomerang and buzzsaw attack that comes back around. Oh, okay, all right, got you. Lobber's the big purple bomb attack that does a lot of damage. Got you. Gotcha. All right, let's try this again. Got it. Moist was like, he's laughing at him. I can relate. She's laughing at him. I can relate. Damn, I got hit. Ah! Nope, retry it. Nope. I got hit too many times. Don't like that. Actually, it may have been Funny EXE person. I think he's the one. Funny EXE person might be the one. I don't know who it was, but somebody came through and was like, yo, Cuphead levels are bad. I don't know who it was during that stream, but somebody, it was somebody, and I think it was him. So yeah, I'm calling you out, Funny EXE person. This is why I'm playing this game, because you were like, oh, he doesn't know how to do it. I don't know who it was. I don't remember who it was. But I'm gonna blame everybody in the chat until somebody reveals himself. Oh, there's a green one. There's a green one, eh? No, we're gonna wait for. This probably isn't smart, but we're gonna wait for Cloudian guy. You know what I mean? We're gonna take her out like regular. Damn. Yeah, let's wait for. Yeah, let's get this. Let's bomb that guy. You get bombed. Take a little bit of the bomb. Funny EXE person says sup. Let's see. Funny EXE person said I haven't said Cuphead isn't bad. I didn't say that. Okay, all right, okay. So I don't know who it is. I keep doing that to everybody that's coming in the chat. So don't feel bad, funny EXE person. But somebody last stream when I was playing Sonic 06, somebody was like, "Oh, this is Cuphead levels are bad," because I couldn't, because there was one puzzle that was not well conveyed that I was just like, "What do you do here?" And it was pissing me off. And then somebody was like, "Oh, it's just like the guy that was playing Cuphead. He couldn't get past the tutorial." I was like, okay. I was like, let me find out who it was. Moy said, "You're gonna time me out for speaking the truth. I'm gonna time you out for being a fuckwad." King K said, "This is actually funny. Okay, I got a question. Why does Cuphead have to be blah?" Okay. He said, "This is actually funny." Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who said the shit so they can get on stream and I can be like, "Yeah, bitch, I can fucking play this game." It's not that. It's that Sonic 06 was not well designed. You piece of shit. Clone Stock said, "Okay, I got a question. Why does Cuphead have to be the has to the job himself?" Wait a minute. What? Has to do the job himself? What about Mugman then? It's just like player 2, but that makes sense. Oh yeah, because I mean, he's just a player 2. But you honestly, you can play with either one of them. Damn it. I need to like really like ready myself before I like start, because I'll end up in this spot again, doing this again. So when I come up off the chat, I need to like really like zone in. Shit. Hold on, y'all. Fuck! Try not to do that.
Here's a real high-class bout. It's on.
Remember I was still yapping about Sonic.exe during the puzzle. Oh yeah, that's right. That's true. So it wasn't him. Mr. King K said, "I'm sorry I offended." What? What are you talking about? You offended me how? King K, what are you talking about? How'd you offend me? Was it you, King K? Did you say it? If it was you, it's not, I'm not actually offended. I'm just like, all right, let me prove myself. Let me make my point. But no, I'm not actually. If it was you, I'm not actually like, whoever said it, I'm not actually offended. I'm just like, let me be petty and prove my point. Because I can be admittedly petty sometimes. James Mack, your buttons. Figure your buttons out, dude. Also, you see how when something's going wrong, I'm not blaming the game because this game is well designed. So when something goes wrong, I start blaming myself. I'm like, get yourself together. Get your own act together. Oh. I don't think I've ever seen her do that, ever. Oh, strange. Fuck. Dang, I shouldn't have bombed her. I should have waited. Okay, I got a new title for this. Monthly Don't Deal with the Devil Gangs. King K said, "So you figured it out." King K on his villain arc. So it was King K. Mr. King K did it. You fuckhead. He said, "Or not." Damn, who was it? Somebody did the shit. I'm gonna go back into the stream and look it up, and I'm gonna figure it. Man, I parried that. Get out of here. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna go back in the stream and I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna figure out who did it. All right, let me lock in. I'm locked in. I'm locked in right now. Nope. Retry it.
A great slam and then some. And begin.
He said King K on his villain arc. I parried that. That's guard. No, I didn't. I lied. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed A. Ugh. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Sometimes it's about feeling it. It's about feeling it. It's about feeling when you feel like, when you're like, hey, this is the run. Right now, I don't know. It could go either way. But right now, this isn't the run. If I can get to the moon part where she turns into the moon, if I can get to that part with 2 hit points left, then that'll be I'll be like, that's a good run. We're on a good run. Now, right now, I want to bomb her real bad. I want to bomb her, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Bomb her right now. Get in there. I don't want to fool with this. I hate this thing. Ah! 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 Why'd you have to pull this thing out, bro? Fuck. All right, okay. Just get to the moon with 2 of them. Get to the moon with 2 of them, you'll be fine. Get to the moon with 2 hit points, you'll be fine. Okay, pause. Pause. All right. Clone Stock said, I love this is all made in a cartoon art and damn near our wait a minute. I love this is all made in a cartoon art and damn, are we going on an arc? King K's on an arc, dude. But it's fine. If you talk shit, I'm gonna be like, look, you're gonna get shot. All right, this is gonna happen. All right, that's my motto. You talk shit, get shot. I got that from Kind of Funny from a long time ago. Those are my rules. All right, I follow those same rules. You talk shit, you get shot. Now, if it's in good spirit, we can talk shit to each other. You feel me? I'm doing some shit and you're like, the fuck is this dude doing or whatever. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's people that be like, it's only when people come through and they start being annoying, that's when I'm like, get off my stream. You feel me? But talking shit is fine. Okay. Clone, can you actually... Clone, can you actually shut the F rolls credits? Okay, I'm sorry. What? Nothing. What's happening? It was just a bit. I didn't mean it. Yeah. I'll let him lock in. I'm gonna get shot. Yeah, shotgun. I mean, I have clip blicky. I'm gonna get shot. I mean, this is what I mean. If you talk shit to me, I'm not one of those people where it's like, I'm gonna be like nice about everybody and I'm gonna be cordial and I'm going to be like respectful towards everybody. But if you talk shit about me, I'm going to talk shit about you back. It's what's going to happen. So, you know what I mean? That's what happens. You feel me? It's kind of like like if you see me and Moist all the time, we always talking shit about each other all the time. That's because we boys like that. You feel me? So like we talking shit to each other, like that's how I'm gonna treat my chat. You feel me? I'm like, if y'all talking shit, I'm gonna talk shit back. You feel me? You know what I mean? As long as you're not disrespectful, as long as there's no disrespect, that's cool. But like same thing with like I do with Moist all the time. Like Moist would be like, Mac is ugly, and I'm like, Moist is short. So I'm like, he's 4 feet tall. So I'm like, you know. Clone Snock said, I mean, I have blicky. Oh shit, you got the blicky? You got the blicky, bro? You got the blicka. Thanks, funny. That's reassuring. Oh, he's talking about EXE. All right, let's turn to the moon. Take the bomb. You feel me? Gablow. Oh, fuck. That shouldn't have happened. Oh, King K said I've been shot. Somebody came through my window. Somebody came through the door. I got shot. Clone Snock said, find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Okay, I gotta beat this. I gotta beat this thing. Cause this thing always gives me issues. I can't, like the moon thing. There's like a couple of bosses that, oh fuck, there's always a couple of bosses that like always just give me big ass problems, man. Like this, the dragon one, the little green dragon dude, he gives me a fucking headache. Can't stand that damn thing. But this is one of them that always like gives me issues no matter what. No matter how many times I play this damn game. Harry, get up out of there. Okay, I need you to change. Can you change, please? Thank you. You stop with these tornadoes. Stop with the tornadoes. No more tornadoes. Here we go. 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 All right. All right. All right. All right. Immediately go in there. Blow. All right. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back. Now watch out for the little. Oh, I made it. All right. All right. All right. Stay low. 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 Saying shit. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You're almost there. Come on. Yeah, there we go. It's fine. Took a hit. It's fine. Wait a minute, hold on. I just went back on the chat. King K said, well, considering your aim, I'm not worried. Yo, fuck you, dude. That's funny. Took me a second to get to that because I was like trying to lock in, but I seen that. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like talking shit like that. That's funny. That's just basically like, you know, we just fucking about. But like when somebody actually starts talking shit, I'd be like, all right, let me get in your case because you talking stupid. What funny EXE person and King K, what is happening? And Clone Stock, what are you guys talking about? Hook up. Gotta save the mug lady. Or the chalice lady, not mug lady. Mug lady, mug man, and chalice chick. I don't even know why I'm shooting. That's just me being. This is instinctual. Victory! Victory! Gosh, I don't know how. Why am I reading that? I'm not reading this. Go past all this. Only this. Time is it? 1 hour. I'm gonna do this for about like 30 more minutes, and then I'm gonna have to hop off because I gotta get off early today. Also, I don't know if you guys know. If you look at my description, I believe it's in my description. But if you guys want to chat it up, like after my streams, like if you're like, you know, you want to like continue to talk after my streams, you feel me? I have a Discord, you feel me? Just go in. You can just go in there and be like, yo, what's up? I think it's in my description. Yeah. Yep. Look at my description below. You feel me? If y'all want to chat it up and like, you know what I mean? Like y'all want to just congregate here and y'all want to take it somewhere after the stream. You feel me? I can go in my Discord. You feel me? Got that all set up. Courtesy of Desire Games or Desire Studios, which I don't know where he's been the last like few days. I'm kind of not concerned, but I'm wondering what happened to that guy. Treetop Trouble.
Now go.
Oh, I hate this level. Hate this level. There's just so much going on. And you think it's easy, like you'll be like, oh yeah, this is easy. I can get through this. But it's like deceptively, like everything's on a slope, so you can't always directly shoot something. It's irritating. Great. Saying, get popped. Feel me? After this, I'm gonna go to the shop. Feel me? Honestly, I'm not even gonna like. I'm not beating this on stream. I already beat this game. I just wanted. It literally was just me being like, I want to prove myself. Ah! Shh. No. Get away from me. Stop bugging me. Well, that guy, boom, get the. Whoa! I forgot about that. Jump. You good? You feel me? You good? Feel me? Be careful. That's not being careful, James.
You're up.
That is one thing too. That's one criticism I have about this game when it comes to these like longer stages. Shit. I wish that there were checkpoints and that you didn't have to do it all the way over again. But to be fair, they are relatively short. So, not that big. More like a nitpick than an actual criticism. Oh, I don't think I got that last time. Good thing I came back. Well, good thing I started the level over again. All right, let's try this again. He scared the shit out of me. Blue cup. Blue cup. Oh shit! Forgot what this guy does. Oh, just that. We're not worried about that. We do need to change our EX move because I don't like this one. Bravo! Funny EXE person said also today is my first day at 7th grade. Nice, dude. Congrats. Keep it going, man. Keep it going. You know what I mean? Stay on them grades, you feel me? Make sure your grades is good, you feel me? Keep going. Snock said, monthly, get off the super art monthly. I can't handle that. The devil is so pissed. What? Go to the shop. We at 108. Let's see. Roundabout. This is what he's talking about. He said he liked the roundabout. You know what I mean? A great coverage with the average damage, aim backwards, maximum range. Could get that, but I also like the spread. You feel me? And the chaser. So I'm gonna get the spread and the chaser. Lobber. Do I want an extra heart? I need no extra heart, man. I'm good right here. Charm, shot B. Turn the chaser on, you feel me? Well, it depends on who I'm playing. So I'll put the spread on right now. I need a super. If it is available. Let's see, jump over, blah, blah, nope. Extra hit point, nope. 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 No rapid fire, so precision is key. I don't want any of these right now. I don't want none of these right now. I'll come back to those. Clone Stock said, bravo! Bump. We got about 20 minutes left. 20 minutes. I gotta cut out so I can make my Xbox video. Because, like I said, Xbox has been doing some things that I am not okay with. So I must talk about them. Plus, I haven't just made a regular video in a while. Floral Fury. Desire Studios in the chat. Here he is. He said, I love Cuphead. Good game, dude. Great game.
A great slam and then some.
Yeah. I get it. Okay, so yeah, this was the good time to like, oh, no. I should have got the, shit. I should have used the, okay, hold on. Exit, go to the map. I need to switch to, I need to switch my charm. No. My charge. Yeah. Switch to the chaser. You feel me? Clone Stock said, sorry, monthly, I can't give credit. Come back when you're richer. I can't give credit. Come back when you're richer. Got you. Design Studio says, monthly, you owe me $120 because I want $120. Good luck with that, sir. Good luck with that.
A great slam and then some. Here goes.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is a good thing. This one is a chase. Like, I've seen people be like, "Oh, I want to use a chaser because it's not, because this is cheating. This is following." I'm like, well, it's weaker, but it's literally so you can focus on platforming. Damn it! Like, that's the whole point of the chaser. Oh. Forgetting how much of a bitch this guy can be. Oh, wasn't trying to do that. I didn't see it. I fell off. I got to do it again.
This match will get red hot.
Clone Snock said that was supposed to be a Zelda reference. Oh, well, I don't. You gotta do it more. I can't give credit. Come back when you're richer. What game is that from? What Zelda game is that from? You got to do more obvious Zelda references because I'm not an ultra diehard Zelda fan. Like, I like Zelda a lot, but I'm not like super in the weeds of Zelda. So I need you to get it off screen. Damn it. This is exactly why you need the chaser. This is one of those levels you need the chaser on because everything is going all over the place and you need to just shoot everything. Mr. King K said, console shenanigans is why I moved to PC. I'm not hemorrhaging money every month just to play with my friends. That makes perfect sense. Honestly, and like, I'm okay. Like, I think the only thing I pay for is like, because I did the same thing. Like, I switched over to PC because I was just like, I'm not doing that. Now, Nintendo, I'm like, I'll pay $50 a year for that. It's like, whatever. it's $50. You can scrounge $50 up and then be like, here. It's what? I don't know how much a month? Like nothing. It's like nothing a month. So I'm like, here, $50 a year, whatever. Everything else though, like Sony and I was like, no. I was like, no, I'll get a PC and be fine. All right, so I'm gonna do this. If I lose, which I probably likely am, I'm going to do this level over just with the chaser on because it's just easier to do. Crack Shot is better. Get DLC and buy Crack Shot. Oh my god, it's so good. Crack Shot. The heck is Crack Shot? No, switch back. Shit. All right, only chaser. Only use the chaser. Makes the most sense because there's too much platforming and too much like things flying around in this level. I gotta use the chaser. You feel me? It only makes sense. Sometimes you just I gotta aim and brother, why?
A brawl is surely brewing. Now go.
Good Thai King in the house. He said, Cuphead, let's go. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Zaya Studio says, and Chalice is cracked and has double jump and 4 lives. Chalice is, oh yeah. Now I'm not using her because I'm like, I feel like that. I'm like, it's a little easy mode. I don't want to do that. I don't want no easy mode. But she is cracked, a little too cracked. You feel me? This thing gotta go. You gotta go. Bruh. You gotta go. Please. Thank you. I like the sound of that. Oh shit. Ah shit. All right. Let's see. Trogdor in the house. What's up with you, bruh? King K said $50 for a mid at best online service isn't worth it to me. I lost a lot of respect for Nintendo over the years. Yeah, man, it's one of those things where it's like I've grown up with Nintendo, so I will admit that I do have a slight bias towards Nintendo. I do have a slight bias, but I'm not. And when I say I have a slight bias, I mean like there's a lot of things that they do that I don't not necessarily turn a blind eye to, but there are things that they do where I'm like, yeah, they've been doing this for years. I don't care. Like it's one of those things where I'm like, I kind of pick and choose my battles. So like, if it kind of like with the Switch 2 thing, like where everybody's like, you know, kind of mad at the Switch 2 right now, or like they're mad at Nintendo for all the Switch 2 stuff or whatever. And it's one of those things where I'm like, look, man, I don't feel that deeply about a company. Honestly, like I really don't. I'm just like, what service, like when it comes to like the ethics of a company, it really doesn't, if it doesn't affect me, then I'm like, I really don't care. If I'm being just straight up with you, like if I don't care about the ethics of a company, bro. So like, if ethically there are things about Nintendo that you don't like, I would say you're justified in believing that, you know what I mean? And thinking the way that you do with that. But I'm like, look, I'm very simple. I'm very much like, what are you providing me? Is the thing that you are providing me satisfying me? Then I will pay for it. You feel me? If I feel like it's not satisfying me, then I'm just not going to pay for it. You know what I mean? Like it's very simple as that. Like good example, very good example. I love Pokemon. The latest games on Pokemon, not doing it. I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna argue about it. I'm not gonna holler about it. I'm not gonna be like, let's go on a rally. I'm not gonna be like, let's boycott this thing. I'm not doing none of that. I'm simply not going to buy the game. That's it. And so Pokemon hasn't been doing it for me for a long time. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not gonna make a rally campaign. I'm not gonna do this, that, other, and all this stuff. I might commentate on it, but as far as like me feeling like I need to like get behind a cause and take the company down or anything like that, I'm like, I'm not doing all that. I just won't pay for it, which is the best thing that you can do. That's the best thing that you can possibly do, is be like, bruh, this ain't what I want. This ain't what I like. I'm not gonna pay for it. Just like what you just said. Like, I don't feel like that $50. I don't feel like that service is worth it. So I'm just not gonna pay $50. So it's like, there you go. Cuphead seems to be all the rage in 2025 lately. Anyone up for a Cuphead 2 in the future? Is it really? Like, is that the rage in 2025? Are people like going back and rediscovering Cuphead? That's interesting. I'd be up for a Cuphead 2, but I don't know if they're gonna make a Cuphead 2. I'm not holding with bated breath for that. I think this game kind of is so unique on its own. I think this game stands on its own. If there's a game that kind of is taking like the art style of like those same like 1930s like cartoons, it's called Mouse PR for Hire. And it's basically like a shooter. It's a first-person shooter with that, and that's like the next Cuphead-ish type of like style of like aesthetic style looking game that I'm going to go after. If you want to check that out. Mr. King K said, "What games you got on your PC?" A bunch of them, bruh. I have a lot of them, dude. I don't even know how to name that. I don't even know how to. A bunch of them. A lot. I can like read a couple of them off to you. Let me see. Go to my library. Mostly the Sonic games. What? All the Batman games. Battlefield 1, all the Crash games, Cyberpunk, Death Stranding, Dead Island, all the Doom games, every Final Fantasy except for the newest one, or every Final Fantasy 7, every version of Final Fantasy 7 except for the new one. All the Grand Theft Autos, Half-Life, Half-Life 2, bunch of stuff. Last of Us, Resident Evil, all the Resident Evil remakes except for 4. Yeah, I don't have 4. I need to get 4 though. Tomb Raiders, Street Fighter, all the Street Fighters, bunch of stuff. I could keep going. I can keep going. Cuphead 2 was the DLC. Cuphead won't get any future content unless it's a completely different game with the Cuphead genre in mind. Just not saying, hey, here's Cuphead 2. That's what I think. I think they're pivoting to do something different. But I would not. I wouldn't be against Cuphead 2. Trogdor says, I picked up the Switch 2 yesterday. Hey, that's what's up. What'd you get? What you get for it? What games you get for it, bro? Mr. King K says, Switch 2 just seems kind of lame for its price. I will say, having the Switch 2 now, I will say, if you're not, I would get it for, like, if you're not just excited for new hardware, right, King K? If you're not just excited for new hardware, I'll say these 3 things. If you're not just excited for hardware, for new hardware, if you are not super into Mario Kart and you don't care about your old Switch games getting upgraded, don't get it. I'd be like, don't get the Switch. Not right now. You can wait till later. Like, I know later down the line, Switch is going to have games. You feel me? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's what they always do. They always drip feed everything. Like, even with the like online service, I think that $50 a year for what they're offering on the online service, I feel like that's worth it. I do feel like that's, especially when they're starting to introduce GameCube games, I do think that there is worth there. Obviously there are alternatives and ways for me to get them, and I have them already, but sometimes I want to just turn something on without tinkering with it. I want to just turn it on and just play. So I'm like, what they're offering to me, I'm like, I think that that's worth the price. But same thing as everything with Nintendo. I'm like, you wait a little while, the value will come. You feel me? But I would be like, me being like baseline, if somebody's like, do I need to Switch 2 right now? No. Not unless you are excited for, again, unless you're excited for new hardware to upgrade your games or Mario Kart, you do not need to get it right now. Especially even with Donkey Kong. Like, if you see Donkey Kong and you're like, man, should I get the Switch 2? I'm like, if you're questioning that, then probably no. Just wait a little bit. Let's see. But yeah. Cuphead 2 was the deal. Oh, you already said that. Also monthly, you ever play Repo or Lethal Company? Neither one of those. I know about Lethal Company. I don't know about Repo. Might have to check that one out. Y'all always got me doing homework, man. Every time I stream, always got me doing homework. Shit. King said, I'd say one of the best things you can do is rally, because companies are going to keep doing irritating crap unless you fight them. They're doing that with don't kill the whole, don't kill games initiative. So I'm saying, like, it's not a matter of, when I say don't rally, when I'm saying, like, I'm not saying don't rally against companies. You feel me? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, what's most effective is if you just don't spend money on a thing. That they'll listen to that loud and clear. That is the loudest and clear. Like I said, you can do boycotts and all that stuff. Even with the don't kill games thing, like, companies are pushing back and being like, we hear what you're saying, but you guys are still paying for it, so we're gonna just keep doing what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not like don't bring it, like, I'm not saying don't raise awareness or don't tell people about those things, but the thing that hits their pocket, if you are disgruntled about a thing, the thing that hits their pockets the easiest and the quickest and the most effectively is you being like, I'm not going to pay for that. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. Desire said, or Dead by Daylight. Nah, I don't play Dead by Daylight. I'm not a fan of that game. King said, there's a lot of actual Cuphead clones, but the one you mentioned have their own spin on them, which I would say are inspired by Cuphead style. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's not Cuphead, but the art style is like Cuphead. Also, I'm not playing the game right now because I might be done playing the game because, like I said, I got to end the stream early. But I'm down right now. I'm just in here playing. I'm like talking with y'all, and this game is too damn hard for me to like read chat and play. And then I have to do one or the other. But yeah. Trogdor said just a bundle. Okay, cool. So you got the Mario Kart bundle. Smart. Because I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't $80 for Mario Kart. Hell no, not worth it. If you like Mario Kart, I would absolutely be like, get the bundle. Save you $30. That's the best thing that you can do. Because like, because kind of like what King K is saying, when it comes for like to the price, because everything's getting price hiked and all that stuff. Games are already $70, bro. So if you are introducing $80 games, I'm already looking at $70 games under a microscope. Like, you know what I mean? Like with Donkey Kong, I'm still like waiting in the wing, and I'm kind of looking at like, this needs to get like glowing reviews, because I'm like, if it does not get glowing reviews, I'm not paying $70 for it. Like I'm saying, and when I say that, I mean like if people are coming out and they're like, this game is like, if it's like getting like 7s across the board or something like that, I'm like, I'm not buying Donkey Kong. But if everybody's like, yo, this game is fucking 9s and 10s, I'm like, all right, I'll jump in. And I'll see a bunch of gameplay and stuff or whatever, and I'll be like, all right, I'll jump in, I'll bite. But it ain't like the Switch One where I'm like, yo, where I'm just buying every game because it's just easy to get. Like everything was like $50, $60. I was like, oh, I can just drop it, boom, get that. Can't do that no more because like all your games are getting like super expensive. So like Pokemon Legends Arceus, that's a $70 game. And I'm like, I do what I'm seeing, what my eyes are viewing, that's not $70 worth any. I'm not a shot, not paying $70 for that. You crazy. Funny EXE person said, I'm back. What's up, bro? Kiki said, the only thing that would maybe interest me in the Switch 2 is a new Smash. Everything else is I don't really care about. That's fair. That'll get you in the door. You feel me? Next Smash is going to be like $80 to $100. Honestly though, but that's my thing. Like you always every game for me, I'm like viewing it on a case by case basis. Smash Ultimate, I was like, when I bought Smash Ultimate, it was what, $60? And then I was like, yo, this game is worth more than $60. Like easily. I was like, I'm getting way more value than what I paid for. So I'm like, if Smash Bros is going to be like $80, I'm like, I'll pay. I'll bite. I'm not inherently against 80. I'm not inherently against higher price games. I'm not against those. I'm not against that inherently. It's just that what you're offering me better look like it's worth $80. Because if it doesn't look like it's worth $80, I'm not paying $80 for it. Hence Mario Kart, which is why they had the bundle, and they were like, if you buy the bundle, then it's just $50. And I was like, okay, all right, that's better. Don't spend is only effective if enough people do it. Then that's the thing. That's the like it's you can only do so much on your. I mean, it's the same thing as you boycotting against the game. Like boycotts don't work, bro, on gaming, bro. They do not work. And like honestly, the only one that I've seen so far that is starting to become like any type of effective maybe is the Don't Kill Games initiative. That's the only thing I've seen where it's like, yo, there's a lot of like signatures under here, so this might work. And companies are still like. They're still like, you guys are still money. You're still spending money. So like, y'all can yell and scream and sign all these signatures and all this stuff, but like, you're still paying money to do it. So like, we're not going to listen. They're not going to look at that. You know what I mean? Like like if they get that to the government and then the government looks at that and then the government says something about that or whatever, that's cool. That's great. But as far as like, you know, because they actually have like a actual good argument when it comes to that. Like, hey, we're spending money on these games, and then they're just throwing these games, and then they're tossing the games out the window. You know what I mean? They're tossing the games out the window, and then we just paid money for this thing that we have no access to anymore. So it's like, yo, government, we gotta like, hey, do something about this because they like are pretty much stealing our money. That's a legit thing. That's a legit thing to like to go to the government about. You're not going to go to the government and be like, they're charging too much for their game. They're going to be like, so they're going to be like, just don't pay for it. And the companies are going to be like, you can yell and scream and all this stuff, but if you keep giving us money, we're going to be, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. Like sometimes you got to speak with your own, like you got to stand on your own too, bro. You can't always worry about what everybody else is doing. For instance, like again, like Pokemon, I think what's happening with Pokemon is like stupid. It's like ridiculous. And I'm also like, it doesn't matter because people are going to pay for Pokemon anyway. So only thing I can do is be like, I'm stepping away from Pokemon. I personally have to step away from Pokemon because I'm like, that's a lose-lose situation. I got disconnected because I'm talking too much, but I'm about to end the stream anyway. Problem is most Nintendo fans are going to keep paying regardless. But that's the thing, bro. Like, you can't get mad. But like, the thing is, you can get mad about that. But like, people are going to pay for what they if they see value in that thing, they're going to pay for it. You feel me? And it's not just because it's Nintendo. It's like, no, they put out they're putting out a product. You may not see the product as valuable, but other people do see the product as valuable, and not everybody. And that is not always inherent. That's not always just like. It's not always like I see Nintendo. People don't automatically see Nintendo and they automatically buy in. That's not you don't get like Nintendo is sold like the Switch 2 like it's like at 5 million sales in a month. You don't do that by selling a whack product. You feel me? You can look at the Wii U. The Wii U did not sell well at all. It's not an automatic thing. If they're selling something that's alluring, it's alluring. It may not be alluring to you, but it is alluring. So people are going to be like, I'm going to buy in. You know what I mean? So it does suck that everybody doesn't like see it the way that you do, but like that's the difference between people's views, man. And you can't really get mad at people because like they don't share the same opinion. Like some people, like for instance, I have the Switch 2. I looked at that thing, I saw the things down the pipeline, and I was like, that interests me. I'm going to buy it. That, you know what I mean? But I'm also not going to knock somebody because they look at it and they're like, it's not valuable. And I'm like, I can see that. I can also see that argument too. You feel me? In case, and they have a lot of fans. They do have a lot of fans. But that doesn't guarantee you success. You feel me? It's not, they have a lot of fans, but it does not mean that they automatically make, they don't automatically hit, bro. Like I said, for instance, Wii U. So if we take, because I had a whole conversation about this. The problem with that is that it sets a norm that companies can keep raising the prices and more, and games are going to be unaffordable. Then don't buy. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't buy the games. You know what I mean? If people are what people are doing, you got to let them do what they're going to do. That is not you. What affects you, you can only be in charge and control what you can do. You feel me? So my thing is like, if they do get unaffordable, at some point they're going to have to step back. If you're not paying for the stuff, at some point they're going to have to step back and be like, this is unaffordable to everybody. We're not making money anymore. You feel me? So we have to cut the prices. Good example was the 3DS. The 3DS eventually became a success. It wasn't as successful as the original DS, but eventually became a success, right? But before that, everybody, when it came out, everybody was like, there's no games here and it's way too expensive. You're asking for way too much money and it's expensive and there's no games here. So that means there's no appeal here. So we're not going to buy them. People weren't buying 3DSs. You feel me? And then what happened was after that, Nintendo was like, oh, they're not buying it. Oh, we're going to slash the prices in half. You know what I mean? That's me. I'm telling you, I'm trying to put you up on game, bro. I'm putting you up on wisdom, bro. I've been around the gaming business for like a long time. I paid attention to the gaming business a long ass time, bro. So like, I'm trying to put you on game, bro. If everybody's on board, if everybody is looking at a thing and they're like, that's not it. Nintendo will be like, we're going to slash the prices. You know what I mean? But at that point, they really should. At that point, it's like you really shit the bed. And the Switch 2 is like, they didn't shit the bed. They're doing a lot of things that are like, yo, like come on, dog. But like for the most part, they're not doing that. The Switch 2 is not like that. It is expensive, for sure. But you know, you got to pick and choose your battles. Like I said, don't buy is only effective if enough people do it. I mean, again, boycotting is not going to do anything, bro. It's not going to do anything. They're going to be like, you're shouting. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, King K, listen to me, bro. These companies don't listen to that, bro. Like I said, I've been in the gaming community for a long time. Shouting at them does not do anything, especially if you are still paying money. You're still paying money. It does nothing. It does not do anything. They're going to be like, you're shouting at us, but you're still paying money, so we don't care. Like I said, but because a lot of fans keep allowing it and defend the companies, we all have to pay more for games if we want them. You're saying don't worry about what other people do, but other people are part of the problem because they're allowing / encouraging it. But what can you do though, bro? I'm saying, like, what can you do? What are you proposing? Because ultimately you can't control what other people do. Like I'm saying, what I'm saying to you is like, maybe like a decade or two ago, I would be right on board with what you're saying. But the thing is, I've dealt with what you're talking about. I've dealt with that over the decades where I'm like, rally against Nintendo, rally against these companies, rally against these things. And everybody's like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. And then nothing happens because people will still pay for the games. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying don't bring up the issues or don't bring up the topics or anything like that. I'm not saying don't speak your mind or anything like that. But what I'm saying is the best way is to not give them money. That's the best way, because nothing else is going to be like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we're saying that you may disagree, but I'm like, we're kind of saying the same thing where it's like, you're not like, if you don't give them money, because the thing is, you're saying like the problem is people are still going to give them money, but I'm like, if everybody's on board with not giving them money, then they're going to listen, they're going to pay attention. But screaming at them, yelling at them perpetually, it's not going to do anything, because people are going to keep giving them money. So my thing is that, like, you can disagree with what another person is saying, or they think about a system or anything like that, but like, if they see it as valuable, they see it as valuable, and you can't really, unfortunately, you can't do anything about that. Anyway, I'm gonna come back to you, King K. Give me a second. Trogdor said, I sold all my consoles except my Switch Lite, so I was due for an upgrade on the Switch side, on the Nintendo side. For everything I can't get on the Switch 2, I have on a PC 4. Yeah. I mean, it's basically me too, like, where I'm like, I'm playing most of my Nintendo stuff is going to be on, I mean, it's all on Nintendo. So it's like, but like all my third party stuff is going to be on my PC or my other PC handhelds or anything like that. But mostly I'm doing all that for like, if I see something like that's very convenient, then I'll probably get it on like the Switch 2. But for the most part, like a lot of indies and all that stuff, like that type of stuff. But for the most part, I'm getting all my stuff on PC, all my third party stuff on PC. King K said they don't listen because people keep buying. The majority of people not buying. Hold on, they don't listen because people keep buying. The majority of people not buying would be effective. Yeah. But that's my thing. That's what I'm saying though, bro. I'm like, you can only do, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But the problem is that people are always going to be diametrically opposed when it comes to that. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have people that are like, this is not worth, it's about what you believe your dollar is worth. And that's why I'm like, you trying to change what Nintendo is going to do, it's not going to happen like that, bro. It's one of those things where it's like everybody has to be on the same page about something, and it's not going to be like that. People are always going to be diametrically opposed. It's going to be like there are going to be people that are going to look at the Switch and be like, that's not valuable, and then there's going to be people that are going to be like, yo, that's valuable. And there's nothing that you can do other than, be mad at the people. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do anything but just be mad about it. You can be mad, and then like you can say your piece and make a you know what I mean, like you can make your case about it, but like, hold on, yo, I gotta go. Good luck with the game, bro. Hey, peace out, bro. My fault, man, if I'm rambling, but like, I was supposed to have been gone a while ago anyway. But Trogdor says to steal my games from my PC. Oh, I don't have another handheld, and as a dad, I find the Switch 2 super convenient. I have to be able to play anywhere, and I can't do that with my PC, and I am not willing to buy a peripheral to steal my games from my PC. Yeah, it makes it, but that's what I'm saying. Like that. See, now to him, to Trogdor, he's looking at that and he's like, that's value there. You know what I mean? It's valuable. So I'm like, unless you can get him, you know what I mean? Like you can say all these things to him, but he's already like, I've already peeped all the things out, and I'm like, I still see this thing as valuable. You feel me? But you can't like take the company down. Like you're like the whole like take the company down and make them do what we want them to do. It's not gonna happen, bro. It's a product. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. Like it's a product. They're selling a product, so it's a matter of, do you want to buy it? Do you not want to buy it? I think you're under the misconception. I'm saying just yell at them. That's not what I mean by rally. I mean actually get enough people on board to make difference. You're saying we shouldn't blame. I get what you're saying. Okay, let me choose my words more carefully then. Getting people is, again, it's one of those things. Think about it like this, Kay. That's not good. I'm back on. My bad, I got disconnected. Got disconnected, but I'm back. But that's what I'm saying. Like King K, like that's the thing. Like that's your angle. You feel me? That's not other people's angles. So you're like, they're making it worse for us. But like, it's one of those things where it's like what can you do, bro? Because to them, they're just like, I want to play Nintendo games. If you like Switch 2, that's fine. The problem is people making excuses for why Nintendo needs to keep hiking up their prices when they really don't. I agree, though. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm not paying I'm like, whatever the game is, I'm treating it as a game by game basis. You feel me? But like I said, my views on how you spend money on games may differ from yours. You feel me? You may be like, inherently, no game is worth $80. To me, I'm like, prove to me that your game is worth $80, and then maybe I'll spend you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, where I'm like, I'm not justifying their prices being, I don't think that every one of their games needs to be $80. It deserves to be $80. They may think that, but I'm not paying $80 for every single game. You feel me? I'm not doing that. And then that makes the standard for the rest of us. Bro, like that's what I don't know what to tell you. Don't buy. Like that's what I'm saying. Like don't buy. And like I said, if you feel like that they are the problem, like those people are the problem, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, if you feel like I'm the problem because I bought a Switch 2, that's fine. You can have that opinion. I disagree. But like I don't have a problem. The thing I don't get is that it would ultimately benefit all of us if we made these companies charge less. But the thing is, how do you make them charge less? That's my question, though. Right? I want to be clear about like us. I wouldn't say the problem. I would say part of it. I want to be clear, though, by the way. I think that this is a very good discussion that we're having. You feel me? That's why I'm like, pause the game and all that stuff. Like, sorry, everybody, if you like are wanting to watch Cuphead, but like, I think that this is a very good conversation to have. And this is kind of like why I have the channel. So like, I think this is a decent discussion that we're having. And mind you, I don't, and King K, I want to be clear. Like, I'm not trying to seem like disrespectful or anything like that, or nothing like that. I think that this is actually like a decent conversation. Even if we don't agree, the fact that we can respectfully have this conversation, you feel me? I think that that's good. But like I said, like I don't think that it's not that I disagree with you. You feel me? It's not that I disagree. Like you being like you saying that ultimately, you saying that the thing I don't know that I don't get is that it would ultimately benefit all of us if we made my bad. The thing I don't get is that it would ultimately benefit all of us if we made these companies charge less. I agree with you. I agree with that. But my question is, how do we do that? Other than being like, yo, don't spend money on the thing. How do we do that? That's what I'm asking you. How do we do that without being like, don't spend the money? In case I'm fine. That's cool. You feel me? That's all I'm asking. Like I'm asking that. I'm like legitimate asking you, like, how would you do that? We can't change, like, you know what I mean? It's not like a war. You know what I mean? It's not a battlefield for the soul of X, Y, and Z. It's a company that's selling you a product. So it's like, again, how do we do that? Because my thing is like what you're saying is that you know, we need to rally and like we should rally and like get enough people behind that, and I'm like, that doesn't work. That never works. But then on the other hand, you're like, well, what you're saying doesn't work unless you get enough people behind it. And I'm like, right, but then like that's the problem. Like everybody's not gonna agree with it. Everybody's not gonna agree. So I'm like, what do we then do? What is an effective strategy to come up with to be like, yo, get the companies to not pay money, or get the companies to lower the prices on the thing? It ultimately boils down to talking to enough people to get them on board. So talking to enough people to get them on board to get them to not pay for the thing. Shit.
Here's a real high-class bout. And begin.
You're saying rallying doesn't work while simultaneously saying the most effective thing to do is not buy. I'm saying that, once again, raising awareness and all that stuff, that's cool. But you also have to not buy the thing. That is part of rallying. That's what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying is just yelling into the ether about it does not do anything. And I'm saying the most effective thing. I'm not saying anything different than what you're saying. I'm saying that the most effective thing would be to just not buy. You just gotta, but like you said, you gotta just convince people to not buy. And I'm like, you're not gonna always do that, bro. You can only try so hard to do that. Which I wasn't disagreeing with. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, okay. That's what I'm saying. It's a matter of getting people to care enough. But like, that's all I'm saying. Like, it's not always gonna turn out that way. So like, yeah, you can only do so much to like raise awareness about something, but like, only thing that you can really do, man, like I said, man, you got to speak with your own wallet, man. And you can try to down talk people as much as you can, man, but like ultimately, like, people are going to look at something and be like, yo, I want that thing.
This match will get red hot. Here goes.
Ugh. My own wallet is only but so effective. LOL. But that's what I mean, like, bro, like, when I say that, I get what you mean. Like, okay, I get what you mean, bro. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying about the rallying and all that stuff or whatever. But my thing is, if it does not swing your way, you can only do what you can do with your, you are only in charge of you. You can only do what you can do. You feel me? That's all, that's all, when it comes down to it, it sucks, but I'm like, that's the real thing about it, bro. Like, there's not, that is the only thing that you can do and be like, I want, like, for instance, good example is me being like, I want to see Pokemon in a better spot. I want to see Pokemon in a better spot because I'd be damned if I pay any type of $70 for a Pokemon game. I ain't played a Pokemon game since I ain't played a new Pokemon game since Pokemon Let's Go. That was like the last Pokemon game I bought. And you can, like I said, when it came to the newer games and all this stuff, I was like, bro, these suck. I was like, these suck, especially Scarlet and Violet. I was like, the performance and all that stuff, I'm like, people are still paying for this? Are y'all serious? I'm like, this is a joke. So, you know, like I said, there was a whole rally cry on the internet. Everyone went on the internet. Everybody was like, yo, X, Y, and Z, this is the worst possible thing that you could do. This is the worst outcome of Pokemon. This is the worst performing Pokemon. However, it's still the best selling Pokemon game ever. You know what I mean? So for me personally, I'm just like, at that point, I'm like, I lost. I can't do nothing about that. I can't tell people. I can only raise so much awareness to people before I'm like, you know what? People are going to buy what they're going to buy. I'm not buying that shit. I'm not buying that, but that's how I believe with that game. You feel me? I'm like, I'm not buying that. But I'm not going to keep warring with people over it. I'm going to be like, look, y'all have that. I'm not playing with that. I'm not going to pay the money for that. Because I feel like that's not worth the value. But that's also a case by, like, again, that's also a case by case basis. What I was gonna say was talk to people and try to explain why these prices aren't necessary. Yeah, we've already, like, people are doing that. That's what I mean. Like, people are doing that. Sign petitions, boycott, etc. Their companies are not gonna listen to that. They're not gonna listen. You're not gonna be like, these prices are too high. Sign this petition. They're going to look at that, laugh at that, and be like, get that out of here. I'm not smacking down what you're saying. I'm just telling you, I've watched the gaming industry for so long. They look at petitions and all this stuff. I've never seen one petition work. I've never seen it work. I've never seen a boycott work in gaming. I've never seen a petition work in gaming. I've never seen it. The only one I've seen that is kind of working is the one that is happening right now with Stop Killing Games. And I'm like, again, it's kind of maybe working. It's gotten people's attention, but the companies are like, looked at that. Like, the latest thing that they have said, I've seen the companies have been like, we see this, but no. You know what I mean? I get the impression that you think it's basically hopeless, but I don't, because the fact is, if you hurt their wallets, they have to change. No, I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm gonna give you a real simple thing, man. Real simple thing, right? Talk is cheap. That is a very basic life jewel for you, bro. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Speak with your wallet. Don't pay him. Don't spend money. You know what I mean? And there's people online. There's literally people that'll be online. My issue is, like, there'll be people that are online that will go to the high heavens and be like, this is a problem. This is an issue. Oh my God, this is an issue. And then buy it anyway. I'd be like, bruh, you just said that it was an issue and you buying it anyway. Problem is we don't have enough people to do damage, do enough damage. It can work. It can work, and it has worked, but it's worked by people not buying. It never has worked by people rallying and signing petitions and being like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it doesn't, like, it's never worked that way. The only way that it's worked is when people look at, like, when they're offering something, people are looking at a product and they're offering something for the product, and people look at the thing and they're like, that's not valuable, I don't want it. That's the only way that it's worked. I'm not saying that it's hopeless. I'm saying that the way that you're presenting has never worked. That has never worked. Trogdor said, I had a Steam Deck and an ROG Ally, and I found myself playing my Switch like 80% of the time. To me, Nintendo fits my gaming style. I would pay the money to be able to play the games that I like. I'm part of the problem. But that's my thing though. Like, are you really part of the problem? Like, is there a problem? You feel me? Is there a problem that is there a problem that the question is there a problem? And is there a problem that everybody agrees on? You know what I'm saying? Is there a problem, or is that a you problem? Because that's the thing that you also got to question yourself. You have to question that yourself. You're like, they're raising gaming prices. It's like, okay. And then people are like, and then you're like, you know, that's a problem. And I'm like, that's a problem for you. It's not a problem for everybody. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing where I'm like, with like, for the most part, I'm like with Nintendo. I love Nintendo too, but like, I don't buy all Nintendo stuff all the time. You feel me? Like, sometimes I'm like, yo, it's one of those, it's one of those things where like you can only be in charge of yourself. I look at a Nintendo product, they're offering something. If I look at that and I'm like, you cannot control a company, bro. You can't control a company. The company's going to do what they're going to do. You can't control them. So my thing is like, you can only do what you're able to do yourself. If you look at a product, if somebody is offering you a cheeseburger and somebody's like, that's my whole, like, if somebody's offering you a cheeseburger and they're like, this cheeseburger is $20. Are you gonna rally behind a cause and be like, yo, change your cheeseburger prices? If people are still spending $20 on the cheeseburger, if they think that it's worth $20, let them think it's worth $20 and let them pay for it. You feel me? And you find your alternative ways of gaming. You feel me? Find your alternative ways of gaming. Because that's what I'm doing. Honest to God, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be like, bro, I'm not spending all this money for all these games, that every single new game that comes out. I'm not doing that. That's kind of why I be looking at indie games a lot of the time, because I'm like, yo, the indie games are your cheaper games, and a lot of the times they're way more imaginative than the AAA games. You feel me? So a lot of times I'll be like, I'll buy into an indie game before I buy into a AAA game, because I'm always on the watch for those. So they're cheaper and they're way more imaginative. And on top of it, when it comes to like third parties and all that stuff or whatever, a lot of times they'll be like, here's our new game, $80. And then you wait a little bit and then they'll be like, all right, our game is like $30. Then I'll be like, yep, now I'm buying in. You know what I mean? There's ways of circumventing that. But like, as far as like, again, like signing petitions and getting a rally call and all that, like, and rallying people, that stuff does not, I'm telling you, bro, that stuff does not work. You must speak with your wallet. You must speak with your wallet. Trogdor said I was being facetious. I know you were. I know. That's why I was like, I'm just in the heat of a discussion, so I'm like, you know. But I know you were joking around. I think you might be under the misconception that rallying consists of people speak. No, I'm not under any misconceptions, bro. Stop thinking that, bro. Like, me and you are on. I'm not under any misconceptions or anything like that, bro. It's not none of that, bro. Like, respect what I'm saying. Just respect what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying my opinion from me making observations from the gaming industry for over 2 decades. Over 2 decades plus some. I've seen these same arguments go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and people are always like, we need to rally, we need to boycott. And I'm like, talking is cheap. They're not going to listen to that. I have been a part of that call, those type of causes where I'm like, yo, yeah, sign this petition, do this thing, do this thing, do this thing, do this, and then it does not work out, bro. It does, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, bro, from experience. I'm not telling you being like, yo, if we say those things, it's not that. If you don't spend money, they will listen to that. That is how companies work, bro. That's how they work. I'm not saying don't talk about it. I'm not saying don't raise the topic to other people and anything like that. I'm not saying any of that, bro. I'm saying that they don't listen to that. You can only talk to other people and get them to understand that. And you can only do that so much because some people are just going to do what they're going to do. That's what I'm saying. Cho Mama said they changed the live action Sonic. That's a good point. Good point. That's a good point. That's a great point. Shut me right up. But also, that's also a movie, though. You feel me? And they saw the dollar signs coming, Cho Mama. They saw the dollar signs coming. Everybody, it was one of those things where it was like, it was a unanimous thing. There weren't people, but that's what, okay, so that's a good rebuttal. But here's my pushback against that, actually. Because I think that was a great rebuttal. But here's my pushback against that. That was unanimous, right? Everybody was on board. You did not have one side of the internet being like, you didn't have one side of everybody being like, I like it, it looks cute. And then you had the other side being like, oh man, no, I really, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's the worst thing ever. No, Cho Mama, everyone was like, that's not good. We're not, like, that is a bad decision. Literally, that was unanimous. So then they went back and they were, even the creators who have made Sonic the Hedgehog, where they came out and they did not normally do this type of stuff. Even they came out and they were like, yo, that's a bad decision. That looks bad. So then you have so now you have potentially a bad product on your hands. So they were like, we need to go to, can we go to somebody, who can we go to? Tyson Hess? Okay, Tyson Hess was like, all right, change this thing and make him look like Sonic. They changed it, made it look like Sonic, and then it worked. So yes, boycotting does work, but again, that's my whole point, is that everybody has to be on the same page. You know what I mean? Ugh. Rally also consists of not paying, which you agree should be done. It's a problem for all. It's a problem. Talking to the companies is the thing that I mean, where I'm like, I'm not saying don't talk at all. I'm saying talking to the companies is not effective. It's a problem. It's a problem for all of us because by encouraging them to hike up their prices, that's going to affect everyone. It's not just Nintendo. I agree. But at some point, there's a breaking point, right?
A brawl is surely brewing.
And they understand that. Everybody understands that. There's a breaking point. And like I said, not every game is going to, not everybody, like, for instance, when they said that about, like, Grand Theft Auto, when everybody was like, a Grand Theft Auto is going to be $100. Some people will value Grand Theft Auto 6 as $100 game. It's on a game-by-game basis. Not everybody can do that. You feel me? You cannot come out with a Borderlands 5 and then be like, yeah, this is $100. People are gonna look at that and be like, bro, what? So that doesn't apply to every single game, bro. Like, some companies are gonna they're gonna bite the dust, bro, because they're gonna try to do the same thing and it's gonna be like, you don't have the credibility to be able to do that. You know what I mean? A new Assassin's Creed game is not gonna come out and be like, this is $100. The baseline is $100. People are gonna look at that. Not everybody gonna look. I'm not paying $100 for Assassin's Creed. You feel me? Unless you really sell it on me, and like a lot of times, like they don't sell it. I'm like, they don't sell it. But that's again, I take it as a game by game basis, bro. Some games, if they're like, we're offering $100 for this, if somebody's like, I'm offering $100 for this, if I'm looking at it and I think it is worth $100, I'll be like, okay, I'll do it. Because like I said, my ideology is not, I inherently am like, I'm not inherently like, no game is worth X, Y, and Z amount. I almost had him. It's not like companies go, oh, okay, well, we'll let you guys pay $80, but if the rest of you want, you can pay $60. No, it applies to all of us. No, I get that. I say you're under a misconception because you keep saying yelling into the ether isn't going to do anything. When I talk about rallying, and I'm saying that that's not what I mean by rallying. You're talking about all encompassing, right? That's what I mean. But people don't rally when that happens. People just look at okay, but here's the thing. You're saying I'm under the misconception, but you are not understanding where I'm coming from. You feel me? When I say what I'm saying, I'm not misunderstanding what you're saying. You're saying that rallying is you're saying it's all encompassing. Saying something to the companies. You're saying that speaking to the companies. You're saying that speaking to the companies. What else did I say? Boycotting, signing petitions, and not paying money will affect them, right? That's what you mean. All of those is what you mean by saying rallying, right? What I'm saying is I disagree with that, right? What I'm saying is of those that you are saying, when we're talking to the companies, not when we're talking to people, when we're talking to the companies themselves, all four of those that you said, one of those applies, and that is don't spend the money. They're not going to care about what you say, right? All the other three things that you're saying apply to other people. When you talk to other people, you can try to get them to understand and try to be like, yo, this is not good for all of us and X, Y, and Z and all that stuff. That'll work. That'll apply to them, right? And then you can only reach so many people who will rally against that cause and then be like, okay, I'm not spending money on that game, right? That's what I'm saying. There's a distinction between the two. That's what I'm talking about, right? When I say it's not going to work, when I say that the talk part doesn't work, I'm saying towards the companies, the talk doesn't work. They only understand money. You can say, I am disgruntled. I hate this. I don't like this. I don't like this, X, Y, and Z, but here's my money. They're not going to hear that. They're going to be like, you're still giving us money. When we're talking to the companies, when we're talking to other people, that may work. And like I said, you're not going to get everybody to be on board about that. But all of that is like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying when I'm like, it's all encompassing, bro. When you're talking about all encompassing, I know that's what you mean by that, right? But understand my part of it, like understand my side, where I'm saying what you're saying as far as the rallying part, as far as the talk part, does not apply, does not work on companies. It does not work. I'm saying the money part specifically works on companies. They hear that. That's all I'm saying. So mama said, right. Everyone was like, but everyone was like, put it back. Put it back. Yeah, like everybody was like, put that back. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. And like I said, in that case, in that specific instance, everybody unanimously there was nobody rallying against. No one was rallying against Ugly Sonic. Everybody was like, Ugly Sonic is ugly. Everyone was doing that. I think the only one that wasn't like, literally the only person that wasn't like that was Jim Carrey. He was like, I don't think that's right, guys. And then everybody was like, Jim Carrey, shut up. We love you, but shut up. They're like, shut up. We know what we're talking about. We're not going to come see this movie if it looks like this. This looks awful. And then they changed their tune up when it came to that. You feel me? Not really, because companies also care about PR, so the other still applies to companies. Not really, though. They really don't care about PR like that, bro. If they still make money, they don't care about PR like that, bro. So not really, no. I'm telling you, bro, I'm speaking from experience, bro. I'm not just speaking out of my ass, dude. And I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything like that or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, some of the things that you're saying I disagree with because I'm like, I've experienced those things firsthand, what you're talking about. For years. Every single time. Every time that they've raised prices. I remember games used to be $50. They went to 60 and people complained. Then they went to 70 and people complained. So what you're saying is I should stop giving you money. Hold on, stop, hold on. Listen, I'm not a huge conglomerate, Moist. So there's a difference there. And I think what I'm doing, the value is there. You feel me? I think that I'm offering something valuable. But you don't have to buy in. You feel me? It's okay. Moist says, but you're right though. Money talks. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Boys, the rest when it comes to big companies is totally optional whether or not they actually care. Trogdor said, are you playing this on PC? No, I'm playing this on Switch too. I'm playing this on Switch too. Oh boy.
This match will get red hot. Now go.
But regardless though, King K, I think that it's a good conversation. You know what I mean? I won't even if, like I said, if we disagree, if at the end of the day, bro, if we disagree, I'm not gonna disrespect you. I'm not gonna disrespect, you know, the things that you believe, you feel me? I may disagree, but I'm not gonna disrespect what you're saying. You feel me? You got your take, like, you know what I mean? That's your take, and that's my whole point. Like I said, that's the whole point of my channel, where I'm like, I want to have civil discussion with people, even if, like I said, even if it gets heated or charged or anything like that. At the end of the day, I want to be like, yo, me and you, we good. We just disagree on that. Also, love that you were like, this will be a short stream today, cut to 2 hours later. Well, like, King K started the conversation, you feel me? He started the conversation. And he started a good one at that. It's a good conversation that needs to be had. And I haven't gotten past this plant thing because I've been like, I've been in debate, you know what I mean? I'm in that debate, so I'm like it's difficult for me to focus. But the thing is, like I said, I get what he's saying. I understand what he's saying full well. Yeah, this boss looks tough. Then again, every boss will be tough for me in Cuphead. Yeah, Cuphead is a little bastard, especially with some of his bosses. This one, I can beat this boss. Like I said, I'm just distracted. That's all it is. But I honestly though, I value that discussion more than I value that discussion a lot, because I'm like, I just value discussion like that. I like talking inside baseball with people about gaming in general. Because I do care for the medium, and damn. I do care for the medium a lot. But I've also found myself to at some point I found myself like I've been in the same exact situation where King K is talking about. I've been in those situations multiple times, and I've come to a point where I'm like, it's not a matter of me, like, I find yelling at companies ineffective. and I don't really care to grab everybody and try to like force them to see my angle. You know what I mean? A lot of the times what I'll do is I'll be like, are they offering this? And this, honest to God, King K, if you're still watching, this is what me, I'm telling you this from personal experience. What I do is I'll look at a thing. I'll be like, is that worth it? For instance, the Xbox handheld that is about to come out. That thing is going to be like $1,000. That's going to be a stack, bro. A stack. I'm looking at that thing and I'm like, is that worth a stack? Is that worth $1,000? What does it do? And I'm like, oh, it's just you can only play you just play your Xbox games on the go, and it'll be under like, it's got little grips, and it'll be a little bit more powerful than the ROG Ally X, and you know, that's it. It'll have its own storefront, that's it. Or it'll have its own interface, that's it. That's not worth $1,000, bro. You gotta do more than that, bro. You'll get me like you'll sway me a little bit more if you're like, oh, all your console games go over to the handheld. Oh, okay. Well, what else does it do? Oh, you can we're merging all of your PC purchases, or we're merging all of your console purchases with your PC purchases too, so you can play them all everywhere you go. I'd be like, oh, that's a little bit more alluring. I'm still not paying a stack for them, not 1,000. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in situations like that where I'm like, I'm just not going to, I'll find alternatives. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, if a company is disappointing me, I'm not going to try to go out of my way to change a company. And it's not going to work. I'm just not going to spend my money on that thing. I'm like, there are I'm like, Nintendo's not the only game. They don't have a monopoly. They're not the only gaming company that there is. So I'm like, if Nintendo's tripping, I'm like, Sony's right across the door. Microsoft's right across the door. What are they offering? That's all I do. And I'll be like, I'm not paying money for them until they change their tune. And I'm like, oh, okay, so nobody's buying them because y'all being dumb. Okay, all right, now I'll, X, Y, and Z. I'm not saying you aren't speaking from experience. I still think you are, or at least were, conflating rallying with just yelling. As you said, rallying and yelling into the ether don't work. But then simultaneously said, not paying is what is effective. Not paying is part of rallying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, right? I understand that. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. I get what you mean. They all mean the same thing, right? I get that. But what I'm saying is, when you say rallying, like I said, I agree with you. As far as, like I said, and I feel like we're going in circles at this point, but like, I agree with you in the sense that all encompassing rallying means all of those things, right? Right? But what I'm saying is, within that, you have to, for instance, if you're talking about talking to companies, the talking part is not going to work on the companies. You have to talk to other people about that. That side of the rallying will work. That can work. You feel me? Whereas talking to companies like that, they're not going to care. You have to be like, I'm not giving you money. You feel me? Then they're going to be like, oh, they're not giving us money. Let's lower the price. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to target what it is that you want. Like, you got to do what you're doing and target certain audiences for what you want, what it is you want to do. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. If you understand what I'm saying, like, I understand what you're saying as far as all of it encompassing rallying. But what I'm saying is that a part of all that everything that it all encompasses, not every technique in there is going to work with every single audience. You feel me? You have to use talking with other people. Can't talk to the companies because they're not going to hear that. You got to just not give them money. They'll hear that because that's how they talk. You believe this isn't going to work because you said you've seen it fail before. I'm saying that using boycotting techniques on companies isn't going to work. As far as signing petitions and stuff, that's not going to work. And you're like, oh, maybe one day it'll work. You know what I mean? But it's like, it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked for decades. Will it work one day? Possibly, maybe, but it hasn't though. So I'm like, it's not effective. Kind of same thing like whenever we have a problem in America or anything like that. Like whenever we have a problem and everybody does like peaceful protests or whatever, like doesn't always work. A lot of the times it doesn't work. And that thing that gets into a whole discussion that I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into politics and all this stuff, but like it's the same idea where it's like they don't care if they're like, if you're, as long as you're being peaceful, we don't really care about what you're saying. They'll be like, just don't start burning and pillaging and all that type of stuff. Don't do that. But then if you start talking about affecting somebody's pockets, then they will listen. It's like, oh, you taking money out of my pocket, bruh. I disagree because companies will only do what the majority allow. All right. Oh well, we'll disagree. We'll just disagree, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. We just are in disagreement. $1,000, they can keep that. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, bro, $1,000 for the ROG Ally X. And you don't do nothing like that, really? I finally beat this dumb thing after all this. I could have been beat this thing like a while ago. And, Nintendo might not be the only gaming company that you can go to, but the rest are going to follow their example. No, I agree. If we allow them, actually, honestly, it's not even really like them following their example. These companies were going to do it anyway. Trust me, they were going to raise their prices anyway. Nintendo was just the one that was like, we're going to start it first. And like I said, for me, I was like, I saw Mario Kart. I was like, $80. Like I said, it's not that I don't disagree with you. I'm like, I saw Mario Kart. I was like, $80. I was like, what? I didn't have a problem with the price. Look, I want to be clear. I didn't have a price with the price. I didn't have a problem with the price of the Switch itself. Because I was like, I remember I was like, it's going to be 400 at most 450. And then it turned out to be 450. And I was like, all right. I was like, that's all right. All right. They went for it. But when I saw, I was like, that's fine. I was like, that's okay. I was like, it's a little tiny expensive, but I can work with that. When they were like, Mario Kart is $80, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what? I was like, I'm not paying $80 for that. I was like, what does it do? And I looked at it, I was looking at all the Treehouse Directs and all the stuff, all that, and I was like, hey man, this is not $80. I was like, is this just Horizon? I was like, is this just Forza? And I was like, that's it? I was like, I'm not paying $80 for that. Now they had a bundle, and I was like, I'll pay for the bundle. I was like, the bundle, all right, it's $50. I'll go for that. I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, for me, that's fine. I'm not paying $80 for that. I even play, like I said, I played that game front to back. Right, I played that game front to back already, and I'm still like, that shit's not worth $80. Now you can be like, yo, they still hustled you, and I'm like, yeah, they hustled me. They got me. I'm like, but I wanted Mario Kart, and it was like, we're offering it for $50. I was like, yeah, I'll take that. So I get you. King K say monthly political gamer. Jesus Christ, no. Let's not. King K, just let's keep the politics out of everything. There's some guy that comes through here all the time. They try to like start some type of political debate, and I'll be like, bro, I'm just ignoring you because I'm not going there. This is not that type of channel. Lord, I'm not going there because like I hate that spot. But yeah, I'm here now playing Cuphead. Like Moist started making fun of me because he was like, oh, you just playing Cup like you 2 hours. I'm like, yeah, we just got in a whole conversation. So now I'm like, yeah. Gnarly Marley said, wait, excuse me, the Xbox ROG will be a ban. I'm saying I don't know the price to it, Gnarly Marley. I don't know the price to it, but I'm telling you right now, looking at the specs of it, that thing will cost no more than it will cost no less than $800, bro. Because I have the ROG Ally X right here, and this thing cost me $800, and they just raised the price on it to $900. And at $800, I was already like, the only reason why I got the ROG Ally X is I was already selling my PlayStation 5 and my Xbox Series X. I was already on the way of selling those, so that's the only reason why I got this thing at the price that I got it. Because I sold those and I was like, all right, I got extra money. Let me get that thing. That's the only reason. I'm like, for this, I'm set for like the next generation with a powerful handheld like this. I'm not buying another handheld for a while. Actually, no, it wasn't 800. It was 700, and they raised it to 900. Also, this plan doesn't James Mac. Do the James Mac. James Mac. Do the James Mac. Y'all don't know about that. I'm blaming you personally for the price of the Switch 2. Damn, man. Fuck. My fault. I bought it. I went out and bought it. Guys, I'm the problem. It's my fault. Specifically me. The whole entire thing is my fault. And I'm sorry. You manifested it, spoken into existence. What I mean by follow Nintendo's example is, yeah, Sony, for example, probably would have risen their prices regardless, but Nintendo is sort of setting the standard since they are that's what I mean. Yeah, King K. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's one of those things where it's like everybody was ready to do it. I'm telling you, like, everybody was ready to do it, but Nintendo was like, let's do it first. We'll do it. We're big enough to do it. And then they jumped at, and so as soon as they did it, everybody was like, "Yeah, let's go!" All the other companies was like, they did it. Let's go. That's the opportunity. Go. That's literally what happened. And what I would say to anybody that is, worried about the price of gaming, like I said, like, hey, don't worry about other people's pockets. Let people spend what they're gonna spend, man. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. You worry about what you're gonna do with your own money. But if you don't support their practices and you feel strongly about, whatever it is that you feel strongly about, don't do it. Don't participate that. I have never complained about, you feel me? Like, like Pokemon. I've never complained once about Pokemon and still bought into Pokemon. I've been on the same train where I'm like, don't be hypocritical. I'm like, mind you, do I do hypocritical things? Yes. You know what I mean? Everybody does. But one thing I have not changed course is that I have never been like, yo, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, those games are broken, and then still bought them. I've never done that. I've been like, yo, those games are broken. That doesn't look like it's worth the money. I'm not paying for that. And if other people want to pay for that, so be it. I'll find an alternative. So that's all I'm saying. Damn. Shit. I hate this. I hate this boss. Infrared in the chat. Pokepool says 151 high. Pokepool's 151. I find that insanely coincidental, right? Coincidental that I say something about Pokemon and then a guy named Pokepools 151 pulls up in my chat. I have been summoned. Yeah, it sounds like you've definitely been summoned. You know what I mean? Mr. King K say, I say respectfully encourage people not to buy either. That's fair. That's fair. You can have that take. And I'm not saying that to be dismissive. I'm saying that as like, me and you will respectfully disagree on that, right? But I see your angle. I get your angle. I understand your angle. I see your angle. You feel me? Pokepools 151. Hey, you look like you're new here. If you like what you see here, man, like, comment, subscribe. You feel me? And then share with everybody. And then like, I'm here streaming games. You feel me? Every weekday at 5 p.m. Central Time. You feel me? And then sometimes, you know, I might deviate and do, you know, things here and there. Sometimes I might just make a video. I might not stream for that day, but I'm always putting stuff out during the weekdays. You feel me? No, switching. No. I hate that little dude. Moist says Mac puts the hip in hypocritical. Please stop. Not hypocritical. I will agree that Mario Kart is 80. Trogdor says I will agree that Mario Kart for $80 is crazy, but for $20 less, they're still selling Mario Kart 8. I think for $20 more. Let me read. Let me reread. I will agree that Mario Kart for $80 is crazy, but for $20 less, they are still selling Mario Kart 8. I think for $20 more, it is what it is. Glad I was able to pick it up for $50 with the bundle. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I'm King K. That's what I'm saying. You're like, I understand. That's what I'm saying, King K. Like, I want you to understand that I'm not just buying Nintendo stuff just to be buying Nintendo stuff. Hell no. You know what I mean? I'm like, I saw value in the Switch. Like again, me and you may disagree on that. I see value in the Switch too. I see value in the Switch too. So I'm like, I'm jumping in. You feel me? But one thing I will say is like, I'm not like, you're not gonna see me just be like, Nintendo is the best and the greatest, and they're infallible and they can't be touched, and they're wrong, and this and that and the other. You're not gonna catch me doing that. I will not do that, because I will definitely be like exactly what Trogdor said. Mario Kart World for $80? Not a shot. Now Nintendo was smart, and they were like, "Hey, we bundled that up," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, good. That's a good hustle. That is a good hustle. You hustled me." You know what I mean? Because otherwise, I wasn't gonna spend $80 on that. It's a wrap. And there's a lot of, I can go into a whole thing. Like, there's a lot of things about Nintendo that they do that I don't like, but it's not enough for me to make a big stink about it, man. Sometimes I'm just like, that's them, man, whatever. It's like, I have way more important things in my life to worry about than me boycotting Nintendo. They're not the first company that I would go out and boycott. Or they're not even a company. I wouldn't even boycott there's so many other things that I would boycott before I boycott Nintendo, because I'm like, they're so low on my rung of things that I don't care to go out and boycott. Like, I would definitely put my energy into something way more important than that. Even though I love gaming and I'm very passionate about gaming, I would put way more energy into something else than that. If you want targeting shot, you should use crack shot from the DLC. Don't tell me what to. Don't come on here. Pokepools. Don't come on here and tell me how to play the game. All right, I'm gonna play the game how I play the game. You feel me? I ain't using no crack shots. I ain't doing none of that. I came here to prove very simply to people that I'm competent at Cuphead, because people wanted to come at me. I was playing Sonic 06 and I was trying to explain to people during the stream that I'm like, it's not Sonic 06's design. I was like, it's not me being incompetent. Sonic 06's design is not good. And then somebody said something about Cuphead, and I was like, all right, let me play Cuphead so I can be like, yo, I'm competent at Cuphead. I'm not the greatest, but I'm definitely competent at this game. I can get through this game. But anyway, no, you're good, Pokey. I'm for the most part, I'm playing with you. I'm joking with you, bro. King K says, "By people eat meat." Oh yeah, that's right. It was King K's fault. King K here, boy, raising hell. You know what I'm saying? Raising hell. But no, Pokepools, you're fine, dude. I ain't coming at you like that, for real. We just talking the shit today. King K said, I was saying that to something prior to be clear. You're a bit behind. That, yeah. Okay, all right, got you. Oh yeah, I am behind because like my stream went out for a second, so I might be a little bit behind. So that's my bad. That's on me. Infrared said, as soon as I get the Switch 2, I'm getting all the game. Hey, King K, go after Red. He said, I'm getting all the game. He said, I'm buying all of them. He said, I don't care what price they are. He said, $100 Smash Bros. $120 Smash Bros. Give it to me. Boy said coffee with the little tiki head, little sips of coffee. Chagro said, but with that said, the Switch 2 will be my main gaming system, and we'll be buying all the games that I want to play through Nintendo. Nice. Hey, listen. Like I said, if you feel like the value is there, or if you feel like that value is there, I ain't gonna knock you. I'm not gonna knock you for it. You feel me? You know what I mean? And mind you, does that suck for people that want the games to be cheaper? It does suck for people that want the games to be cheaper, but the market is speaking. That's what the market wants to do. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. But like I said, I like at the end of the day, bro, like you can only raise, like I said, you can only raise the topic up to people, and then after that, you got to get out their pockets, bro. You have to, like, that's just grown folk stuff, bro. Like at some point when you get grown, bro, you start like, and not saying that you're not grown. I don't know how old you are, King K, but like that's grown people stuff, bro. Like at some point, we get to a point where we're like, when it comes to money, bro, we get to a point where we're like, is this worth spending that much money on? No, pass. And that's it. Like we don't have the energy to. We have too many other things to worry about, bro, than being worried about like Nintendo's gonna offer a price. If we don't like the price, we're gonna be like, nope. Just like the ROG we were talking about with the ROG X Ally X, whatever. They're offering a stack for that. What does it do for a stack? Does it wash my dishes? No. Can it drive me places? No. All right, well, I'm not buying it. On top of it, I can't. You saying I'm gonna get this thing and I can't even play all the games that I have available on my Xbox on it? No, I'm not paying $1,000 for that. Moy said, "Don't let him lie to you. Mac is just bad at Sonic." Listen, man. If by bad at Sonic you mean bad at poorly functioning Sonic games, then sure. Yes, I am bad at poorly functioning Sonic games because I do not have the patience to be playing terrible game design. Also, I'm not going to survive. I hate this little head thing. Ah! Shit! God, I hate this thing. I really do. Me and my friend James, not me, there's a different James. We was playing this, bro, and like he was so mad. Me and him got so mad when this little cupcake thing came out, man, because it's so annoying. Maybe as someone who cares about the industry, I'm more inclined to care than others, or care. Yeah, I'm more inclined to care more. I do too, though, than others. Yeah. Here's the thing: I care about the industry too, man. My thing is, when it comes to me, man, I care about the industry too, bro. I want to be clear about that. I do care about the gaming industry. It's just that there's some things that there's battles that I choose, and then I have battles that I pick, bro. And me policing other people's wallets is not a battle that I care. That's not a battle I'm going to fight. You know what I mean? And like I said, I feel like me personally, the way that I move and battle certain things is I'll raise the topic up. I'll raise the topic up and I'll make people aware of the topic, and then I'll let it go. I'll raise the topic up. Make people aware of the topic, and then I'll let it go. And at some point, I started speaking with my own wallet because I'm like I said, if, you know, the next Mario game is like, oh, it's $100, I'll be like, I have plenty of other Mario games. I don't have to pay that. I don't have to pay $100 for that. You know what I mean? Policing is a bit of an exaggeration. I'm not talking about you, bro. I'm saying like just in general. Like I'm using a catch-all term. Don't take it as a personal attack. I'm saying that like that, to me, I'm looking at it as like, I do see it as policing other people's wallets, where I'm like, if somebody still is like, I want to pay money for this, and me being like, you're what's wrong with the industry, I do see that as policing. Because I'm just like, I'll raise the top. Like, you gotta understand where I'm coming from, bro. I'm like, I'll raise a topic. I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong, but I'm like, I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have time to do that. I'll raise a topic. I'll raise if I don't like a thing. People are going to listen to me, and they're not going to listen to me. But people that are, you know, on a crusade and calling people stupid or and not saying that you did this, like, like I said, don't take it personal. I'm talking about people I've seen on Twitter and all that stuff or whatever that do that type of stuff, where they'll be like, what's wrong with you? You paid money for this and all that stuff, and what's wrong with you? You wouldn't catch me dead, and you're dumb. You know what I mean? I'm coming from people coming at me like that. You feel me? And I'm like, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm like, I'll raise a topic, and then I'll be like, yo, I feel this or that, and then let people do what they're gonna do with that information. But I'm not going to go and crusade over that. And that's all that I'm saying. I'm not taking it personally. I'm just saying policing is a bit well, then it's an exaggeration, bro. I'm not like, you know what I mean? I can only say so much. I can only say so much, bro, before I can get you to understand, like, we just are going to be opposed to that. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't think that somebody paying for a Switch 2 makes them like terrible for the industry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, people are gonna do what they want to do. They let people do what they're gonna do, bro. And at some point, you gotta let something go. Just raise the topic, be like, I don't like it, and then let people do what they're gonna do. But calling people out and not saying, again, like I said, not saying that you're doing that. I'm saying that if you are doing that, I am then talking to you. If that applies to you, then I am talking to you. But I'm like, calling people like, oh, you're bad for the industry and you're what's wrong with the industry and X, Y, and Z and all that. I find that not helpful. Like, you know, resorting to insults and stuff or whatever is like, that's not a way of like getting people to rally on your call. Like, if somebody wants to do what they're gonna do, what they're gonna do, bro. Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog said, hey bro, what's up, bro? What happened here? Nothing. We're talking about, we are discussing the pricing structures of the gaming industry and, you know, Nintendo and all that stuff, and, you know, just discussing the merits of it and all that. and kind of being, you know, talking about like boycotts and stuff, and like, are boycotts effective and all that stuff, and how should you go about it and all that, and playing Cuphead really poorly because I'm distracted by that conversation. But I find the discussion more interesting, so I'm okay with it. Ah, shoot! I could have parried that. Could have parried that. I think this will be the last boss that I play, and then I'm gonna call it. But like I said, regardless of all that, man, I respect King K's position when it comes to all that. I'll respect his opinion and all that. What I don't want is to devolve into like throwing insults at people and all that stuff. That's what I don't. That's one thing that I do not. I don't like seeing. Like, I would rather this type of discussion than a lot of the stuff that I see on Twitter, where people devolve into name calling and stuff and being like, "Yo, like, you're a piece of shit for X, Y, and Z or whatever." And I'm like, bro, it's not that deep. Oh, I see you're a Cuphead fan too. I am a Cuphead fan. Love this game. Damn it. So Mama said we're just going to gloss over the fact that this lady is throwing her head at you. Yeah, man. Yeah, you ain't never threw your head at somebody? You ain't never took your head off of your shoulders and threw it at somebody? You never done that. Come on. Trying to playing around like you ain't never threw your head at somebody. Moist with the Moist with the coffee and the tiki head still. King K said, being on Twitter was your first mistake. Absolutely agree. Unfortunately, my business requires that of me. If I am to reach people. I'll tell you an even bigger mistake, King K, and my second biggest mistake was following the Sonic community on Twitter. That was my second biggest. You can say, King K said, what? What? What's happening? Bam, ba-dum, bam, bam, bam. Keep the, oh yeah, this is another one, man, that's like super annoying. This little pancake or waffle dude. King K said, most of the Sonic community I've seen on Twitter is fine, surprisingly. That is surprising. Because my side of it, bro, they be, I don't know who I'm following. If that's the case, please point me in the direction that you're looking at. Because most of the people I see, bro, be the people that like argue about the tiniest stuff, bro. It'd be them. That's the side of the Sonic community that I've ran across. Oh, this is the run. This is the run. This is the run. This is the run, y'all. Yeah, this is the one. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Mostly fan art and lore keepers. I do like the fan art people. You feel me? I do like art a lot. So I see a lot of the art people too and all that. So I saw all the art people, and I think I started. I think when I went on Twitter, I think the first thing I did was I was like, I need to utilize this in some way that it'll benefit the channel. And I was like, let me start following a bunch of like Sonic people. And I went for like the big figureheads or whatever, big figureheads, and I just kind of shaved them down because some of them I don't like. And then I started going after like I started following a bunch of like fan game modders, and then that's where all them and following the big figureheads or whatever, following all of them is like where I started getting all this like, oh god, I'm like, oh, what are we talking about, dude? I'm like, y'all argued over the smallest of things, bro. Y'all be talking about Sonic's eyebrows and stuff and being like, they're not supposed to be this way. His eyebrows are the wrong way. And I'm like, oh boy.
A great slam and then some. Now go.
Moist, I'm just, or not. First, hold on. Let me put that on the side. Let me put that on the side. Fan art and low keepers. Granted, I'm not on the site super often. You're not on. Oh yeah, you're not on Twitter often. King K, please keep being the example for people, because I be on Twitter a lot, and I try not to be, but I'm like, I need to make sure I'm like, if I wasn't doing this channel, I would not be on. I wouldn't be on Twitter. If I'm being straight up. Honestly, if I wasn't doing this channel, I wouldn't have any social media at all. But I know at some point I'm gonna have to like, oh, you need a Facebook, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get crusty Facebook again, dude. Crusty old Facebook. I ain't doing none of that stuff myself though. I'm gonna have like at some point I'll hire a PR guy and let him do all that and handle all that, because I ain't. You feel me? Infrared said waffle, dude. Moist said winter chicken dinner. I just realized, Moist, that the cup and the tiki head, I get it now, and I feel dumb now. I feel stupid. K said, King K said, I mean, to be fair, having eyelids move like eyebrows is kind of freaky. Yeah. Again, this is one of those things where it's like, criticizing the thing is fine, but people go to war over it, and I'll be like, dog, it ain't. Y'all going to war over this thing is not that deep. I'm talking about like flinging insults and like getting super pissed off at each other and being like, you're stupid, and I'm like, bro, it is not that deep. And this dude is killing the shit out of me. I don't like all that. I don't like all the throw the things at me. Speaking of eyebrows, I hate Super Saiyan 3. You don't like Super Saiyan 3 with the no eyebrows? You don't mess with that? I will say, man, I've never been a super fan of Super Saiyan 3 in general. Now, I'm one of those weird people that says that, like, when I saw Super Saiyan 3 for the first time, even as a kid, I was like, oh, it's all right. It's just another one. I'm like, if this is the case, then we'll forever just perpetually just get stronger, and it'll be the same thing. Like, so I'm like, the first time he evolved into, like, the first time he went Super Saiyan, it makes the first time he went Super Saiyan less special, and then it was less special before that, and then before that, and before that. So I'm like, but I'm also in the minority when it comes to that. Marley said Rojo. What's it? Yeah, I thought you would get it. I thought you would get it the second time I posted it, but you didn't, so I had to spell it out a little. Yeah. I wasn't getting it. I was looking at it. I was like, what the hell is it? I was like, what is this? could have had a perfect run. And I just wasted that. What am I doing? Also, where's the bombs? I don't get the bombs? Am I tripping? You. Oh, wham. Oh, wham. Oh, wham. That's the only way I can like, I keep saying that because like the little Saturn things, that's the only way I can like keep track of like how they move. I have to like audibly say it out loud. Super Saiyan 3 has no eyebrows. King K says Super Saiyan 3 has no eyebrows, therefore he's not that strong. Yeah, no eyebrows, that means he's not strong. Simple and plain, that's it. While I said, nah, that was one of the hardest transformation scenes. I know, man, I know. We've talked about this for the longest time, bro. I know. But honestly, I'm sitting there like when I think about it, I'm like, you know, I like Super Saiyan 1's transformation better. Yeah. Okay, I can still do it. Look at this dude. Get out the middle. I don't know if you don't be in the middle. Don't be in the middle? Okay, be in the middle. Middle's fine. Shit. Yeah, boy! Get out my face! Mr. King K said Bill Cipher? Bill Cipher? The hell is Bill Cipher? What is Bill Cipher? I must know. I need to know. Shit. I might call it after this because this level gives me is a pain in the ass, and I hate playing it every time. It's not fun hard. It's annoying hard. No, don't do that. Let's do the bird. Okay, I want to be clear, right? All right, look, I'm pressing all the buttons. Unless I'm missing something. It's how you shoot, right? I'm pressing everything and none of the things are doing the bomb. None of the things are doing the bomb, so we're gonna go to the map. Go back to the map. He's a character from the Goated show Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls? I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen Gravity Falls. Is this homework? Do I have to do homework? Do I have to go check out Gravity Falls now? The pyramid guy. He looks like the Illuminati things from the last boss you just fought. Oh, does he? Bill Cipher? Do I gotta look that up? Let me look it up. Bill Cipher. Bill Nye. The science guy. Oh yeah, this little guy right here. You're talking about this? You talking about this dude? That guy? You can see it without the glare. That dude. Gravity Falls is really good for a children's cartoon. I have never seen it. When did it come out? Was this after my time? Was this after I was a kid and all that? I think it was. Maybe. I don't know for sure. I don't know. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill. Used to get super hyped for that show. Anytime you went to science class, bro. Anytime during school, you went to science class and they were like, "Yo, we turning Bill Nye on today." I was like, "Yes, let's go." Bill. Probably 2012. Yeah, I was a grown man. 2012. So I did not catch that one. All right, I think I'm gonna call it, guys. Cause I'm well past. I am 3 hours. I'm well past what I was supposed to been outside, walking and all that stuff or whatever, and I'm supposed to get started on my Xbox video, man. Damn. So Ben did that. Oh well, I'll do it at nighttime. I'll do it when everybody's asleep. All right. But yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna call it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you like what you're seeing here, like, comment, subscribe, share it with everybody. Hit the bell. Make sure you come back. You feel me? You know, maybe you'll hear more heated debates. Why my screen get fuzzy? Is your screen getting fuzzy? DJ Snacks came in too late, bro. He's too late. I'm about to head out. Snacks in the chat, bro. Always a good time when you're in the chat. See you, Moist. But yeah, if you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe, share with everybody. Make sure you like, man. There's a bunch of people in here. Make sure y'all like the stream. Like the stream. You feel me? That'll help me out the most. You feel me? All right, that'll help me out. And if you can support Monthly Gamer, you feel me? Check in my description below. All my payment options are there. You feel me? I got Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and Patreon. Patreon is the one. This is a subscription service. If you want to throw $1 in to help me out, just to help a brother out, it'd be grateful. It would mean the world to me. Thank you very much. I also have a $5 tier where any game that you want me to play, throw $5 at me in the Patreon. Shoot me a message of what game you want me to play. I will play it on stream as long as it is YouTuber friendly and as long as it is available to me. Cool? Cool. Snack said, I know. Yeah, man. I've done a whole 3 hour stream, bro, and I wasn't even trying to get to. I was trying to be like, oh, this is an hour stream. Somehow it turned to 8 hours. I said 8 hours. Wow, not 8 hours. 3 hours. Whoa. That means I need to go. But yeah. Anyway, I'll be back here tomorrow. You feel me? At 5 o'clock Central Time. You feel me? All right. Yeah. Let me see. Is it? King K said throws $5 like a stripper. Hey man. Look, man, this ain't OnlyFans, all right? This ain't that. I ain't showing. All I'm showing is games. You feel me? That's it. That's all you get in this game. And discussion about the gaming industry. Trogdor said, "Have a good night." Hey man, peace out, man. Hope to see you tomorrow. Hope to see everybody tomorrow, man. You can't say only games. Only games. You feel me? Not only games. Yo, this is Monthly Gamer. Appreciate y'all being here. Peace out.